Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm gonna push that blade. I remember in 2015, this dude by the name of Lil Carl came through. And well, Lil Carl, when he came through, he was looking real zesty. Now before y'all try to throw that homosexual jacket on me, understand this. The word zesty is a California term of a dude that looks homo or acting homo without actually being homo. It's just a derogatory term. Trust me, there's nothing zesty about your boy Donta. So Carl was one of them high energy type of dudes that was always in a mix. He always stayed in other cats' business. I remember this one particular incident where Lil Carl and Gay Nelson got into it. They got into it over the microwave. So it was this dude that was using the microwave, and Lil Carl was next in line, then Nelson was after Lil Carl. However, Lil Carl walked off and went to his room to get him a bottle of hot sauce for his cook-up. When dude took his stuff out the microwave while Lil Carl was gone, Nelson just walked up and put his stuff in there and cut the microwave on. So when Lil Carl came back, he noticed that Nelson's stuff was in the microwave. Lil Carl was like, man, you know damn well that I had next on that joint. Y'all know how drama-filled Nelson is. Nelson was like, man, ain't nobody waiting for you. I wasn't about to wait for you. You should have never got out of line. Lil Carl was like, man, watch out, and tried to push past Nelson and open up the microwave to take Nelson's stuff out. Now, Lil Carl was about 5'3", 120 plus pounds. Lil dude. Now, even though Nelson was gay, Nelson was still a man, and Nelson still had man strength. I guess since Nelson was gay, Lil Carl just totally disregarded that. The fight popped off. The fight between Nelson and Lil Carl was hilarious. Peep, y'all. So when Lil Carl pushed past Nelson and grabbed the handle on the microwave, Nelson was like, man, B, you got me effed up. And got to wheelmilling on Lil Carl, just like this, y'all. I'm talking a straight elementary girl fight. Lil Carl was getting hit with the beep, 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 Nickelodeon. He was getting hit with the power of Grayskull. In short, y'all, Nelson whooped Carl. He whipped Carl out. This older G by the name Big Cadillac, and yes, this is the same Big Cadillac that we caught with a punk. If you haven't checked that video out, make sure y'all go check it out. This is what the thumbnail looked like. Go check it out and hit that. So Big Cadillac separate them and like, man, y'all get up out of here with that foolishness before I beat both of y'all down. Get up out of here. See, y'all, we just came off of an 8-day lockdown. So yeah, y'all, Big Cadillac, he wasn't trying to get locked down due to these dudes' foolishness. So Lil Carl walked off towards the cell phones and Nelson went to his cell. I don't know who Lil Carl was talking to on the phone, but he ended up getting off the phone and grabbing his stuff and he went back to his cell. Next thing you know, all you hear is, man, don't do it. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. Dawg, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Chill. Lil Carl said, he's like, yo, chill out, man. No, don't do that, man. Chill out, man. Chill, man. You bugging. Lil Carl went to go get that poker, y'all, to put that pain down on Nelson. See, it's one thing when you get beat up in the joint, but if you get beat up by a gay guy, oh, man, that's a bad rep to have. So it's Sally blocking the door like this, like, no, man, chill, man, chill, no, I'm not letting you out, chill out, man, no. Lil Carl, like, man, watch out, man, no, watch out, man. So Nelson, he hear what's going on. Nelson like, come on, let him go, Like, y'all, check this out. They on the top tier, on the second tier. Nelson down here in the day room still. So Nelson like, no, let him go. If he want to do something, let him do it. Come on. I'll do what I did to him again. I'll do it to him. I'll do that to him. After about 2 minutes of this dang circus act, the guards shut it down. 2 of the guards came out of the control booth and was like, all right, y'all, it's time for y'all to lock down. It's time to lock down. It wasn't the punishment lockdown. It was already bedtime already. It was final call for movement anyway. So they was just doing their job. So we had to get locked down and go to our room. I told y'all earlier, if you get whipped out by a punk in prison, that's a bad reputation to have. Gay Nelson, even though he was a punk, he still was a man that put that work on Lil Carl. So the next day, word went out that Lil Carl wanted to do that thing to Nelson. When Nelson heard about Lil Carl trying to move on him, I'm going to tell y'all what Nelson went to go do. Nelson went to the control booth and told on Lil Carl and told the guards that, well, he had that you-know-what on him. So the guards shook Lil Carl down and found that banger on him. So bye-bye, he went straight to the hole. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, make sure you join. Until next time, I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm gonna push that blade. One day on the yard, y'all, Lil Carl was on the basketball court getting his Allen Iverson on when this dude by the name of Chi-Town fouled the heck out of him while going up for a LeBron James layup. Lil Carl was like, man, Chi-Town, foul me like that again. Foul me like that again, I'm telling you. Foul me like that again. Chi-Town like, man, shut up, man, and pass the rock. Sure enough, Lil Carl come down the lane and drove hard in the paint to deliver another dominant layup. When Chi-Town basically bridged him, Lil Carl was in the air and came down sideways. He wiped all the way out. As soon as he hit the floor, he popped right back up. And he got nose to nose with Chi-Town. Here's the scene, y'all. Why the F you do that? Chi-Town like, man, stop. This a ball game. Lil Carl, still 1 inch away from Chi-Town face, was like, man, foul me again. Foul me again. Foul me again. Chi-Town was like, if I do, then what? What's gonna happen? If I do it again, then what? What's gonna happen? Remember, y'all, I told y'all Lil Carl ain't nothing but 5'3", 125, 130 pounds. So Chi-Town like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Lil Carl backing off like, yeah, you will see. You will see. Now, the game that they was playing was a 4-on-4 pickup game. The teams was going up to 25, but you had to win by 3 points. And they wasn't playing for free neither. They was playing for a lot of commissary. So y'all already know what time it is. This was a serious game. Nevertheless, Chi-Town and Lil Carl will find themselves opposing each other on the court again. Now, but this time, y'all, the score was 26-24 with Chi-Town up. They just needed one more point to win. So Chi-Town down there about to do a fadeaway. And Lil Carl just came up like, boom! Hit him right in the face with that elbow, causing a slit to appear under Chi-Town's eye and so much blood started coming out. Like he got hit with the sword of justice. Man, Chi-Town lost it. He went nuts. He just started throwing punches. Boom, boom, boom. At Carl, only thing Carl could do is just ball up like this and take them punches. Remember, y'all, Lil Carl was a little dude. He was about 5'3", 5'4", 120, 125 pounds. Chi-Town was as big as me, y'all. He was about 5'11", 220. So he was putting them paws on him. When Chi-Town was punching on him, Lil Carl fell on the floor, knocked out. But blood was still flowing from Chi-Town's cut on his face. This assault went on for about 15 seconds. After the last Hulk Hogan leg drop, this white guard that we call Buster, because he was a buster, he cocked that shotgun back that was filled with them rubber bullets. He yelled out, first and last warning, inmates stop. Chi-Town caught up in this rage, didn't hear that, and boom, boom, Buster blew him out with them rubber bullets. Bow, bow. Chi-Town screamed out, holding himself, and fell to the floor, and he was up in a fetal position, like a newborn baby, sucking on his thumb. Y'all already know what time it is. The rest of us inmates, we hit the floor so we didn't get shot. The guards locked the yard down and sent us back to our dorms. Lil Carl and Chi-Town both went to medical. Now remember, y'all, Lil Carl hit Chi-Town in the face with his elbow, causing all that blood to flow out. Well, Lil Carl ended up getting hit with a cutting charge by the administration. You see, the administration thought that Lil Carl cut him with the sword of justice. And Chi-Town didn't clear it up. Check this out, y'all. Lil Carl prison fight record was 0-2 now. Now he's Bye-bye back into solitary confinement. They sketch another big L on his prison record. The first L came from Gay Nelson. If you haven't seen that video, this is the thumbnail. Y'all go check that video out. So about 8 months later, Lil Carl is released from the hole. When Lil Carl hit his block, he get approached by this dude by the name of Sweet Low. Y'all know what time it is. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't become a member yet, make sure you join. Until next time, I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Donta's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm gonna push that blade. So in this particular pod, this was a one-man cell sleeping arrangement. So as Lil Carl putting his stuff up in his locker, Sweet Low walks in front of his cell. He was like, "Hey young blood, I see you new on the block, and I'm just making sure you good, little homie." Lil Carl, not knowing that this is Sweet Low, began to engage in conversation with him. At this time, y'all, Sweet Low was inching his way inside a dude's cell. Like every 30 seconds, he'd make his way closer inside of the cell. Sweet Low is now all the way in dude's cell. Now at this time, y'all, Carl was sitting on his bed. And as y'all know, Sweet Low is on his turnout program. You see, Sweet Low know that Lil Carl can't fight. He know that Gay Nelson and Chi-Town already put them hands on. So Sweet Low, knowing that information, he pounced right on that opportunity. Sweet Low has the diabolical plan to get Lil Carl in an unnatural, unlawful, compromising, traumatizing, sexual, demonic, abomination predicament. The scripture says that a man shall not lay with another man like he lay with a woman. And well, Sweet Low was not a man of God. So Sweet Low like, look, I'm a boxer and I want to teach you how to defend yourself. Lil Carl, while sitting on the bed, looked at Sweet Low and was like, man, I know how to fight, man. I know how to defend myself. Sweet Low was then like, yeah, I know you know how to fight, young blood, but I'm just saying I want to teach you some techniques, you know, just in case some dudes try to run down on you again. I heard about what happened. Sweet Low like, yeah, man, I know you know how to fight, man, but I want to teach you some techniques, you know what I'm saying? Show you a couple of moves that'll put somebody to bed with one punch. Lil Carl, knowing that he got knocked out by Chi-Town, well, this started sounding real good to Lil Carl. So Lil Carl was like, all right, cool, OG, what's up? Sweet Low, he was then like, yo, we're going to start off simple. We got to get your body physically strong. So today, we're going to hit the yard and we're going to go hit the weight pile. So Carl was like, all right, bet OG. As Sweet Low turns around to leave out the cell, he pulled out 2 packs of ramen noodles and throw it at Lil Carl and was like, yo, hold that down, little homie. Then he gave him a stick of deodorant. Carl, not being hip to Sweet Low tactics, was like, all right, bet, fam. Thanks, fam. Sweet Low was like, yeah, I can't have you out here weak and have you out here musty, man. Get your strength up, man. I'll see you on the yard later. Yard time is now being called for our pod, y'all. So we all headed to the yard. And here come Sweet Low and Carl. Now, dudes that been locked up before and locked down that know Sweet Low, they already know what his programming is all about. They like, look at Sweet Low. He back on his... We know that he over there grooming Lil Carl. Now, at this time, y'all, Lil Carl is doing the bench press. And Sweet Low is literally standing over him. He's spotting him. That's what he's supposed to do. But Sweet Low is in his shorts and Sweet Low have his damn nuts hanging out. Lil Carl, noticing this, was like, hey man, bag up, man. Bag up something. Sweet Low like, oh, my bad, bro. Hold on, man. He got to adjust himself. My bad, bro. See, Sweet Low, he always trying to push it. Let's keep pushing it, trying to see what he can get away with. If Lil Carl didn't say nothing, he would have kept doing. This is another one of Sweet Low tactics. Seeing how far he can push the boundaries. So after they got off the weight pile, they started walking the track. This would go on for the next week, y'all. Sweet Low, while spotting him, would keep doing the same shit. Keep doing things like grabbing his waist. When Lil Carl was doing pull-ups on the pull-up bar, like gripping him. Keep in mind too, y'all, Sweet Low is hitting Carl off with honey buns, noodles, Mountain Dews, Jolly Ranchers. However, every time Sweet Low give Lil Carl these things, Carl like, man, you ain't got to do that, OG. You ain't got to do that for me, OG. I got people on the outside. They're going to send me some money. I'm going to take care of you. Sweet Lil be like, no, I got you, man. I got you. We got to stick together here, man. I got you, young blood. Well, Lil Carl, he never turned it down. And then Sweet Lil would deploy another one of his tactics where he'd give you dap and then pull you in. One day in the lunchroom, Sweet Lil got to arguing with this dude that was serving the food. Sweet Lil wanted a bigger chicken breast that was put on his plate. So Sweet Lil like, yo, man, stop playing with me, man. Give me another piece, man. This little thing, it's too little, man. Give me a bigger piece, man. Dude like, hey, man, keep it moving, man. Sweet Lil like, man, what you mean keep it moving, man? Give me another piece, man. I can't eat this, man. Give me another piece, man. It ain't nothing but fat on this dang thing, man. Give me some meat. Dude like, hey, watch out, man. Go, man. You holding up the line. So Sweet Lil was just staring at him like, all right, so you really gonna play me like that? You gonna play me like that? The server was like, man, I'm not none of these little dudes that be following behind you. I ain't none of these little punks that you be punking up in here. As the server was saying this, he was looking right at Carl. See, Carl was right behind Sweet Lil when this was taking place. The guard that was over there by the water cooler was like, hey, y'all need to move along. Move the line. So Sweet Lil and Carl is sitting at the table. And Carl like, yo, what was that all about, man? What was he talking about? You sleeping with dudes up in here? What was that all about? Sweet Lil, he was like, man, dudes be in here hating on me up in here, man. These dudes are here jealous. None of these niggas in here can fuck with me, man. Don't even worry about that, G. Now, after dinner, y'all, Sweet Lil and Carl ended up in Carl's cell. Sweet Lil and then talking to Carl like, hey, on the outside, man, I had a lot of girls, man. Carl like, yeah, I did too. Sweet Lil like, man, tell me how you used to break them girls off out there in the free world. Carl like, what you mean break them off? He like, man, stop playing, man. Come on, let me know how you used to, do your little thing with them females out there. Carl like, man, chill, man. I ain't gonna tell you that. Sweet Lil like, no, man, for real, let me know. I want to know. Sweet Lil was like, man, come on, tell me how you used to them girls out. Carl got instantly uncomfortable. He like, nah, man, chill. I'm good, man. I don't feel like talking. Sweet Lil totally disregarded what Lil Carl was talking about and got to talking about his own encounters out there in the free world. So after about 3 minutes of this foolishness talk, Carl was like, hey, bro, I'm about to hit the showers right quick before we get on lockdown. Sweet Lil was like, man, that's crazy. I was just about to do the same thing, man. It's like we connected in some type of way, man. You be finishing my words. You be in my thoughts, man. That's crazy, man. And then Sweet Lil walked out. Now, at this time, y'all, Carl sitting on the bed that's thinking like, man, I think dude gay. Man, I think dude gay, man. Something ain't right about dude. Something ain't right about dude, man. He got to thinking about what happened on the weight pile when Sweet Lil would have his nuts out. He got to thinking about when he was doing the pull-ups, how Sweet Lil would get behind him and grab his waist. Then he got to thinking about what just happened earlier at dinner time. At this time, y'all, Sweet Lil done made his way down to the showers, but he ain't getting in the shower. He in there waiting on Lil Carl. So Carl get his shower stuff and he head on down to the shower. Sweet Lil, hearing Carl's footsteps, he hurry up and cut on the shower. Sweet Lil was like, hey, bro, you finally made it. Carl like, man, how long you been up in here? Sweet Lil was like, man, I just got up in here. Carl was like, hey, man, check this out. Are you gay? Sweet Lil was like, man, hell no, I'm not gay, man. Why would you say something like that? Carl was like, look, man, I just be hearing things, man, about you, man. Dudes be saying little slick stuff, man. I'm just trying to see what's up. Sweet Lil like, man, I told you these dudes are here jealous of me, man. Now, at this time, Sweet Lil washing up. He like, hey, Carl, could you get my back right quick? Could you like get my back right quick? I can't reach it. Carl was like, man, I'm not about to do that, man. I'm not about to wash your back. What's wrong with you? Sweet Lil turned around like, man, what's the problem, man? I just need for you to get my back. I can't get it myself. Could you look out? Carl was like, no, man. No, I'm good. With hearing that, y'all, Sweet Lil whole demeanor changed. He was like, man, what's up with you, dog? What's up with you? Why you keep trying to play me like a sucker? I've been helping you train your body. I've been looking out for you on the food tip. And this how you repaying me, my nigga? With all this standoff gay talk, man, what's up with you? Carl was like, man, I didn't ask you for nothing, man. Sweet Lil was like, you sure didn't turn it down neither. Then Carl was like, look, as far as that food tip go, I'll give you that back. As soon as my mom send me that money, I'm going to give you that back. Sweet Low then started walking towards him. He was like, man, who you talking to? Who you talking to like that? Carl was like, man, bag up, dude. Bag up. Sweet Low was like, man, I don't want no fool. I want you to get on your knees and fix it. Carl like, man, nigga, watch out. Move. Now, 3 Crips was on their way to the shop. When Sweet Low heard them coming, he backed off. He knew that them Crips was not playing no type of games. They didn't condone that type of behavior, and they probably would have did Sweet Low dirty up there in that shower. So Sweet Low just walk out the shower and go to his cell. Shortly after, Carl go to his cell. Now, Carl in his room panicking. He like, man, this dude got me effed up. He got me effed up. About 5 minutes, y'all, Sweet Low ended up coming to Lil Carl's cell. He's standing in front of his cell right now. He like, hey, little bro. Hey, I apologize, man. Man, that ain't even me, man. You just kind of made me upset, man. I'm kind of going through some things right now, man. And you just really made me mad, man. You know what happened earlier? That's what's going on with me, man. When dude tried to play me on the chick, and I ain't mean to take that out on you. Lil Carl like, hey, listen, man. Hey, we straight, man. But, hey, I'm going to give you your commissary back when I get paid. And I don't want to talk. I don't want to have no dealings with you no more. Sweet Low like, man, I said I apologize, man. What's up? Carl like, man, hey, man, go on, man. Move up, move around, man. Move around, man. Just leave me alone. Sweet Low like, man, dog, I told you that I apologize, man. I'm not about to sit out here and keep apologizing to you. Lil Carl like, man, all right, man. I'm going to give you your stuff. When I get my stuff, we good. So then Sweet Low just walk off. Later that night, while the guards was doing a walkthrough, Carl spoke with a guard and told him that he feared for his life and that he wanted to go to the hole. So about 2 hours later, when we all was in our cells, the guards came through with the transport cart and rolled Lil Carl on up out of there. When Carl walked past Sweet Low's cell, Sweet Low was standing there looking mad like a mother. About 3 days would pass while Carl was in the hole when a kite got pushed under his cell door. The words that was on that paper spelled out, your ass is mine. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, make sure you join. Until next time, I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm going to push that blade. This story right here is coming from my 2nd year behind the walls. There was this white dude by the name of Matthew. He was about the age of 34, 35, give or take. You see, in prison, either you going to stay with a bloody knife or you going to be the one that's getting bloodied. Me, I chose to keep that 4-inch bed spring filed down and was ready for anything. I'm going to be honest, y'all. Matthew was a punk, but he wasn't a punk in a homo way. You see, Matthew was the type of dude that felt like nothing was worth fighting for in prison. Basically, if a guy wanted to take his commissary or full press that extortion game on him, such as having his folks on the outside sending Cashapp to various different people in the prison, y'all know the penitentiary games. So anyway, every Tuesday we would get a new shipment of inmates. Some of these inmates are brand new to the system. They ain't never been locked up before. And some of these inmates are transfers from other facilities. On this particular shipment, there was a guy that came through by the name of C3. See, I got the article about C3. I'm going to let y'all take a look at it. Pennsylvania man charged after raping and killing 12-year-old daughter of ex-girlfriend. Body found in basement freezer. A 39-year-old Pennsylvania man has been charged after admitting to police of raping and killing a 12-year-old daughter of his girlfriend and storing her body in a basement freezer. Earlier this month, on Friday, February 10th, the body of the little girl named Elena was found in the basement freezer of a home in Columbia, Pennsylvania. The mother's ex-boyfriend, Jason Shackford, has since been arrested and charged in Elena's death. According to Lancaster County District Attorney Office, Shackford told Columbia Borough Police Department officials that he raped and killed the girl at her home and put her in the freezer. This is C3, y'all. This is what that demon did to get locked up. Sick, evil, decrepit. So White Matthew ended up in our pod. Also, C3 found himself on our block also. The guards ended up housing C3 and Matthew in the same cell. Me being about 4 cells down from them, I could somewhat hear their conversation through the air vents. You see, I stayed up at night a lot of times because I never trust my cellmate. He just seemed real grimy, real slime ball type. So I could never get a comfortable rest while locked up with this dude. But that's a whole nother story, y'all. So it was about the 3rd day of these dudes being together in this cell. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, the guards come through the block screaming and hollering, waking dudes up. It's a full surprise shakedown. Apparently, we had a jailhouse snitch that dropped the kite. The jailhouse snitch ended up writing a kite to the guards talking about that pack was in full effect and it was 2 cell phones in our block. So they came and shaked us down. So we all getting pulled out the cells and we had to strip down to our drawers. We all had to go to the day room. They was taking us 2 by 2 to the chaplain to give us a full body shakedown. Y'all know what time it is. Drop the drawers, squat, and cough. During this shakedown, they found a couple bags of that jungle juice, some of that Mississippi wine. You know, some of that Donta's special recipe. So while cats that got caught with contraband was getting rolled up, I noticed Matthew with a beet red face. I'm talking about his face was completely red. I'm thinking to myself, man, what's going on with Matthew? What is going on with him? He got something in the cell or something? What's up with Matthew? You got half of the tank face forward, sitting Indian style on one side of the room, and the same is going on for the other side of the room. Everybody's facing face forward, Indian style. Like a face-off type of situation. So yeah, y'all, I see Matthew, he is bloodshot red. So after the guards get done shaking us down and violating our personal belongings, we was allowed to go back to our cells to put our stuff back in order. Man, these guards are so treacherous, man. They so dirty, man. They'll go through all your stuff, that's tearing all your stuff up. If you got pictures and stuff, you got letters from your loved ones, man, they'll intentionally rip your stuff up and you can't do nothing about it. Now check this out, y'all. The cell doors are still open while we putting our stuff up. Most of the guards done left the pod already. It's about 2 guards in here, but they downstairs and we upstairs. So here I go, put my stuff up, and I hear the loudest scream that I ever heard in my life. I'm like, man, what the heck is that? Then I smell like the most craziest demonic smell that you could ever smell. I'm like, man, what the heck is going on, man? Oh man, what is that? And then you still hearing the screaming. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So when I turn and look towards the cell, I see C3 running that way. Remember, y'all, when I told y'all when we got strip searched, they made a strip down to our drawers. So he's running down the tier in his drawers. And his drawers was bloody red. It was blood everywhere. Remember when I told y'all earlier what C3 was in here for? Well, it finally caught up with him. A family member on the outside that he violated, yeah, they put a hit out on him. And somebody on our block picked that bounty up. And well, they cashed it in. A Mexican dude took the job and was running short on time. So while the shakedown was happening, the plot to take out C3 was activated. The reason why Matthew was beat red, earlier the Mexican dude stepped to him and told him what the plan was. The Mexican cat told Matthew that he wanted him to push that blade on C3 because he'd never see it coming. Matthew, being who Matthew was, he said, nah, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So the Mexican dude was like, okay, I'm going to tell you what then. If you don't do it, I'm going to do that to you. All right, y'all, here we go. So when C3 and Matthew was in the cell, the Mexican dude crept in there with the Glock dookie. If y'all want to know what the Glock dookie is, the Glock dookie is when you get feces, sperm, piss, and all other type of bodily fluids and put it in a bag and let it soak and marinate. And then when you go to your victim, you just spray it in their face. That's a Glock dookie. So when he walked in their cell, they turned around and he was like, boom. It got a Matthew face, Matthew mouth. He like, oh, man, what's going on? Right? C3 like, oh, I can't see, I can't see, I can't see. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, he put tobacco sauce in there too, so it's stinging their eyes too. So he like, oh, I can't see, I can't see. So as he in his boxers doing like this, I can't see, I can't see. The Mexican dude pull out that sword of justice and going, boom, boom, poking him up, poking him, right? Not only he poking him up in his chest, but he poking him down there in that area too. Hence, earlier when I told y'all C3 was running down the pod with all this right here, bloody. After the Mexican dude got done stabbing at his genital area, he bust him upside the head with the blade, but the blade broke off in his head. And for Matthew and his troubles, the Mexican dude pulled out a blade from his waistband and he came to Matthew and gave him a... Matthew was collateral damage and he had to go. C3 now loses so much blood. Now he kind of faintish. He walking down the tier. And then he just collapsed. After he got done poking Matthew up, Matthew got hit in the heart and he bled out. The results of this melee that just took place, C3 ended up with a closed casket. And Matthew, well, he was a casualty of war. If y'all got love for your boy, make sure y'all bless the Cashapp and or the PayPal. Make sure y'all subscribe to my other 3 channels. The link is in the description. And let's get back to it. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't become a member yet, make sure you join. Until next time, I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button. About 9 to 10 years ago, I was dubbed Mr. Misdemeanor by my friends and family because I could not keep my black tail out of the county jail. It was like every other 2 weeks I find myself locked up. I just keep getting locked up. On one of my extended stays in the Oakland County Jail, I will find myself in the bullpen with this Somalian. Now, if y'all watch my morning shows in the morning, y'all might have heard me tell this story before, but due to the high demand of this story, I'm telling y'all the story in the prison story. Well, here's that full story of the mistaken arsonist. So after I got out of processing, I got put in the tank with about 20 other delinquent criminals that found themselves on the wrong side of the law. So we all in there just kicking it, and this Somalian dude just rolled up on me. So I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, hey, did anybody ever tell you you look like Amari Hardwood? No homo though, but you look like Amari Hardwood. I was like, yeah, I get that sometime. Hey, do y'all think I look like Amari Hardwood? Let me know in the comment section. So anyways, I'm like, okay, so what's up? He said, oh, nothing. I just came back from court and they just pleaded my case down to disturbing the peace, with my plea deal being time served. I was like, oh, you about to get out of here, huh? He like, nah, man, I'm not going home. I'm like, what? You ain't take the plea deal? He was like, nah, I ain't take it. I said, why? He then was like, number 1, I'm innocent. And number 2, I got a civil lawsuit against the city of Novi. And if I take a potential plea deal of admitting that I'm guilty, it could blow my potential chance of suing that city successfully. So I'm standing there like, what's this civil lawsuit about? What are you talking about? Okay, y'all, this is when this story takes a crazy twist and a crazy turn. You see, this Somalian dude was dating this white girl. He was 18 and she was 17. Her parents, of course, did not approve of this relationship. But wait a minute, y'all. It wasn't due to no racist stuff at all. Her parents didn't approve of him because of his track record. And what's his track record? He couldn't hold a job. He was lazy. He didn't finish school. With saying all that, they raised their little princess to be college prepped. She went to the best schools. So y'all know how that is. Their family was like the social elites in Novi. So this Somalian dude, bad luck. And moms and pops wasn't having it at all. Oh no, not our little angel. She ain't about to throw her life away. That's out. Here's a bombshell, y'all. Baby girl, the little princess, well, she's 4 weeks pregnant. Now at this time, y'all, there was a serial arsonist in a subdivision. So anyway, one day, she ended up calling this Somalian dude over to the house to talk. When he pulled up and got out the car, she was sitting on the porch. She said, hey, I got to talk to you. It's real important. So he sat right next to her. She looked him right in his eyes. She was like, listen, I'm pregnant. And I'm getting rid of it. He was like, why would you do that? Why would you kill our baby? Why? Don't do that. Why would you do that? She was like, look, I'm going to college, man. It ain't nothing here for me. It ain't nothing here for me. I don't have nothing here. I'm going to college. He was like, what you mean ain't nothing here for you? I'm here. I'm here. What you mean by that? You don't love me anymore? She like, listen, I can't stay here, man. I cannot stay here. I'm going off to college and I'm getting rid of the baby. He was like, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me and our unborn child. Come on, man. Don't do this, man. Don't leave, man. Don't leave. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you want me to do. She like, no, I already made my mind up. I've been thinking about this. At this point in time, y'all, her daddy is in the window watching this all go down. All right, y'all. It's about to get real. Now, according to the Somalian dude, he told me that he never, ever put his hands on baby girl, ever. After him pleading, telling her, please don't go. Don't get rid of the baby. Please stay with me. She said, no, I'm leaving. When she finished saying that, he grabbed her arm forcefully and snatched her off the porch and was attempting to drag her through the yard to his car. When the front door bust open and here come daddy charging through the yard, boom! He knocked the Somali dude on his back. Don't you ever touch my daughter. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Taking my daughter. Get your hand off my daughter. He over there beating him. He punching on him. Daddy punching on the Somalian. Boom, 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 boom. Don't ever touch my daughter again. So the Somalian dude on his back, like, stop, man. Come on, man. Stop, man. I ain't doing nothing. The daddy's like, man, what's wrong with you? Don't you ever touch my daughter again. She says she ain't. Boom, boom. Leave. Don't ever touch my daughter again. The wife come out like, Charles, get off of him. Charles, no, let me go. Let me go. Boom, boom. Don't ever touch my daughter. Charles, let him go. Get off of me. Susan, get off me. Susan, get back. I'm telling you, if you ever touch my daughter again, I'm going to kill you. Don't ever touch my daughter again. Charles, let him go, Charles. No, don't ever touch my daughter again. Don't touch her again. After these barrage of punches, the Somalian dude seen an opportunity to get out and run. So he took that opportunity and dipped, jumped in the car, and peeled off. Now, y'all, when this incident took place, maybe 3 or 4 minutes before this fight actually popped off, the arsonist struck again in the neighborhood, and the police was alerted, and the police was already on their way to this neighborhood. Due to the Somalian dude just getting into this altercation, his adrenaline was rushing real crazy. So with me saying that, he was going around 60 to 65 miles per hour in this subdivision. When the police was coming this way, he was coming that way. Boom. So the police put 2 and 2 together, right? And they said, that's the arsonist. So they got behind him, and it was a little high-speed chase through Novi. They ended up fishtailing him, pulled him out the car, and well, y'all already know what time it is. Police brutality. They dropped the long arm of the law on him. When they pulled the Somalian dude out of the car, it was a bunch of bumping, a bunch of grumping, a bunch of oohs, a bunch of ahs. They beat the brakes off of him. He just got a whooping by the daddy, and now the police whipping him out. Like a DJ scratching, whipping him out, whipping him out. All this over a domestic violence call. And he said, he like, dang, all this over a domestic violence call? Nah, they thinking you the arsonist. Okay, y'all, let me paint the scene right quick. You got the watch commander, the police chief, and the mayor. All the big wigs done pulled up in front of the county jail. The dog and pony show was in full effect. You see, they think that they apprehended the Novi arsonist. They jumped the gun. Hence, this is why he filing that civil lawsuit. But wait, y'all, I don't want to gloss over one of the most terrifying parts of this story, because this could have went a whole nother way. What if he got her to that car? What if the Somalian dude got the white girl to the car and successfully drove away? What do y'all think would have happened to her? Let me know. know in the comment section right now, what do y'all think he would have done to her if he would have got her in the car and drove away? Inquiring minds want to know. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, what you waiting on? If you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? Bless that Cashapp, bless that PayPal. I enjoyed y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm going to push that blade. There was a guy by the name of Lil Rob on the south side of Chicago. He was running with the BDs, and he was known to keep that grip on them. And he was more than willing to bust that thing if needed be. One day he was coming out the gas station when his ops spotted him. As he was turning the corner, 3 of his ops emerged from the south end of the store and began firing shots his way. He got struck 3 times, y'all. One in the hip, one in his back, and one in his leg. The one that he caught in the leg hit his main artery. The 3 cats that bust down on him took off running and disappeared in the cold night of Chi-Town. Lil Rob at this time was trying to stand up and get away from the scene, but his legs was too weak due to the blood loss. He found himself getting real dizzy and then he lost consciousness. At this time, y'all, it was 10 p.m. at night. When he finally woke up, y'all, he was in the hospital, handcuffed to the bed. You see, in that exchange of fire, that hailstorm of bullets that Rob and his ops was doing back and forth, where the store clerk got hit with one of them bullets. And well, he lost his life. And well, when the ambulance and Chicago PD pulled up, they found Rob's gun laying right next to him. It didn't take long when they matched the shell cases to other homicides to that gun that belonged to Rob. Remember y'all when I told y'all Rob got hit in the leg and it hit a main artery? Well, to save his life doing surgery, the doctors had to make a decision to take his leg. They amputated Rob's leg. We're going to skip past all the court dates and the trial shenanigans. He blew trial, y'all. They gave him 2 L pieces. That means 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Now we are at the Pontiac Correctional Center in Illinois. Here's a little quick update, y'all. While Lil Rob was fighting this case in Cook County Jail, he denounced his gang. He dropped his flag. He felt like his homies wasn't holding him down the right way that he felt that they should have been holding him down. Yeah, sure, the homies in lockup was holding him down. They made sure he was good. Here go the situation, y'all. Let me explain this just a little bit better. See, on the outside, Lil Rob had a connect that he can get them things for a cheaper price. Lil Rob, being who Lil Rob was, he'll let his homeboys get some of this work on consignment. They figured, well, Lil Rob locked up, and what he gonna do? We ain't gotta pay him back. He locked up. He ain't. What can he do? See, y'all, the streets don't got no love for you. No love at all. Yeah, they'll get in the car with you, pass you the pistol, and go look for an op and take their life of a person that look just like you, that look just like them, right? But when it's time to do that penitentiary time, oh, you on your own. You on your own, bruh. Yeah. You on your own, bruh. You got that. You got to walk that time down. Us jail dudes call that out of sight, out of mind. It's when you locked up and everybody out there in the free world, since you not present in their life, they forget about you. But let's get back to this story. So with Lil Rob, seeing that the gang life wasn't really what it was, he dropped his flag, y'all, and he converted to Islam. The problem with that, y'all, is that some of the BDs behind the wall was expecting for him to come with that bag. Now we back in prison, y'all. So when Lil Rob finally pulled up on his block and got settled in his cell, the guys, aka the BDs, pulled up on him to give him the rules and regulations and the politics of the prison. Oh yeah, and about that pack too that they was waiting on. After hearing them out, Lil Rob made a near fatal mistake by saying that he don't bang no more and he converted to Islam. They was not trying to hear that. The politics at this time, y'all, if you touch a fellow Muslim, without going through the proper protocol, it's lights out. However, in Rob's case, the Muslims didn't know that he was a Muslim. He just got there and he didn't check in. Nevertheless, one of the enforcers of the BDs was in attendance for this whole conversation and told Lil Rob, yo, you in prison. You can't just drop your flag and switch on us. We was expecting that pack. And well, you owe us a tax. You can join the Muslims, cool, but you owe us a tax that gotta be paid. Lil Rob was like, what you mean a tax? The enforcer then told all the little homies to get out the cell right quick. I'm about to holler at him one-on-one. So the guys left out the cell and they stood watch outside the cell. The enforcer was like, hey, look, the way I look at it, you owe the gang. And what we could have made off of you, I'm thinking we would have made about 30K off of you this year. So that's what you owe us. Since you want to switch sides, you responsible for that debt. Lil Rob was like, what? What you mean I'm responsible for that debt? That don't even make no type of sense. As soon as that left out of Lil Rob's mouth, the enforcer grabbed him by his shirt, yanked him up out of his wheelchair, shook him like this, and threw him on the floor. He like, man, what you, man, stop. Some of the homies was looking back in the cell like, oh snap, oh snap. He kicked Rob about 6 times in his back and 3 times in his upper shoulder. One of the dudes outside of the cell was like, hey, G, chill, chill. Here come a guard. Here come a guard. Chill, chill. Yo, G, chill. Now, y'all, outside of the cell, it was about 9 members huddled around the cell, so the guards have to come up there and see what was going on. When the enforcer heard this about the guard on his way up there, he hurried up and picked Lil Rob up and put him back in the chair and warned him that he better not say nothing. And then he pulled out that sword of justice and got real close up on him, put that thing at his neck, and was like, you say anything, I'm telling you, I'm going to end you right here. I ain't playing no games with you. I'm telling you. Say anything to that girl. I'm telling you, I'm taking you out. Lil Rob like, all right, man. All right, man. I ain't no snitch, man. All right, man. The enforcer like, yeah, all right, because I'll do that to you. I'll do that to you. I'll do that to you. Straighten up your face, man. When the guard got to the cell, he was like, you don't belong in here. What you doing in here? The enforcer like, oh, no, I'm just bringing a little homie home. I'm just bringing him home. That's all. The guard like, hey, I don't care what you talking about. You need to get up out this cell before you get a ticket. Enforcer like, I got you. We good. I'm about to leave out anyway. Stay tuned for part 2. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, what you waiting on? If you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? Bless that Cashapp, bless that PayPal. I enjoyed y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Donta's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm going to push that blade. Open up cell 54. As 17-year-old Tyrone going to the cell, he see a guy that's laying on the bottom bunk. The guy that's sitting on the bottom bunk, his name is J Rock, and he is from Brooklyn, New York. I'm sorry, y'all. J Rock is a Crip from New York. So I guess I gotta say he's from Crooklyn. J Rock was about 6'3", 245 pounds. And he belonged to the local Crip gang in prison. He been down for almost 3 years and he got 7 more years to go. In his days and years living behind them walls, he have been in countless fights and knife fights due to his active role of gang banging behind them walls. To put it short, J Rock was a hitter and he loved putting in work. When the guard left Tyrone, J Rock stood up and he asked Tyrone like, yo, you bang? Tyrone was like, nah, I don't bang, man. J Rock then was like, you got family up in here? You got friends up in here? Tyrone like, nah, I don't know nobody here, man. It's just me, man. It's just me. J Rock then was like, what you in here? What you in here for, G? Like, what you do? Tyrone then said, man, my mom, man, she put me out the crib. And when she put me out the crib, me and her got into a little altercation. And I kind of like pushed her out the way because she was throwing my stuff. And when I pushed her out the way, she kind of hit her mouth on the side of the door, and now I'm here. J Rock standing there like, word, okay. So J Rock like, that's it? That's what got you here? Just a little altercation? Like y'all arguing? Tyrone like, no man. Also like, when I kind of like pushed her out the way a little bit, she hit her mouth and it kind of like knocked her front teeth out. So J Rock like, oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was a little bit more to that. Yo, let me see your paperwork. Tyrone like, I don't got it. So J Rock like, look, I don't know you. You don't know me. I don't know what you in here really for. And if you could be here on some kitty charges or something, and there ain't no way you can be in here with me with them type of charges. So I'm gonna need to see that paperwork. Y'all, this is what really happened. This is why Tyrone is really locked up. Here you go. See, 17-year-old Tyrone, his dad died when he was 12 years old. Tyrone's mother did her best to provide for him. She got her 2 jobs to support both of them. She became a CNA and she got a job at the local grocery store. Tyrone at this time had a lot of anger built up inside of him, and he just couldn't understand why his daddy had to be taken away. And what came out of that, y'all, he took it out on his mother. A bunch of misplaced anger, a bunch of misplaced emotions. For them 5 years, he would sometimes push her down and pin her down on the ground when they would have a disagreement about anything. And all this act of violence and disobedience came to a head March 30th, 2019. So here's the story, y'all. Tyrone's mom said, hey, Tyrone, come take out the garbage. Keep in mind, y'all, she just came off of a 12-hour shift doing her CNA work at the group home. So right now, Tyrone is in the back room with his girlfriend, Janae. So he in the back there, he back there playing the game, and Janae just laying on the couch while mama in there making fried chicken and mashed potatoes. So she like, hey, Tyrone, come take out the garbage. He like, dang, ma, I'm playing the game, man. Just chill. I'll take it out in a minute. She like, man, Tyrone, would you come and take this garbage out? I've been at work all day. You ain't been doing nothing. Come take this garbage out. So he like, man, all right, I'm going to do it. Just give me a minute, man. Damn, give me a minute. Damn. So she like, I'm tired of this. She said this to herself. She like, man, I'm so tired of this, man. I'm tired of this dude being disrespectful. He don't do nothing around here. So she get up. So she heads to his room and she say, Tyrone, I need for you to take the dang garbage out. So she head to his room and she like, Tyrone, I need for you to come take the dang garbage out. He like, dang, ma, I told you I'm gonna take it out, man, dang. So Janae was like, Tyrone, just go take the garbage out, man. He like, man, all right, man. So he get up and he brush past his mama. So he goes into the kitchen and he get the garbage together and he head out the door down the driveway to go get rid of the garbage. While this going on, mom's telling Janae like, okay, it's getting late. It's time for you to go home. So Janae like, okay. So as Tyrone outside, here go Janae coming down the driveway. And he stopped her. He like, where you going? She like, oh, it's getting late. I just want to go home. He like, man, my mama told you to leave? She like, no, she ain't tell me to leave. The reason why Janae said that, because she been around long enough that she know that Tyrone gonna try to act up on his mama. So she trying to cover for the mama. So he like, man, baby, man, tell me the truth, man. Did she tell you you had to go? She like, no, she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me I had to go. Tyrone like, man, girl, man, tell me the truth, man. Did she tell you that? Did she tell you that? So he keep pressing her. After 2 or 3 minutes of him pressing her, she's like, yeah, but it's cool. Yeah, she told me I had to go, it's getting late. So he just storm off and he run up the driveway and he bust through the door and he get in his mama's face like, B, I told you. You don't run nothing up in here. So the mama and him going back and forth and he grab her by the shoulder. Now he's shaking her. He's way taller than her and he way bigger than her. And he does this on a normal whenever they have a disagreement. So as he's shaking her, right, they just going back and forth. He's screaming at her. She like, let me go. Janae done came into the house. She like, let her go. Tyrone, let her go. Tyrone with all his strength pick up his mama off her feet and attempt to slam her on the floor. But as he was slamming her, her head hit the counter. Snapped her neck. She died instantly. So when she hit the floor, Tyrone like, man, I told you. Mama wasn't moving. Janae like, wake up. Miss blah, 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 blah. Miss blah, 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 blah. Wake up. Tyrone realizing like, oh shoot, I knocked my mama out. He didn't know that she was dead, y'all. He didn't know that this woman just lost her life. So he trying to wake her up. Ma, wake up. Mama, stop playing. Mama, wake up. Janae got to screaming because Mama started having blood coming out her nose. Mama started having blood coming out her ears. It got real bad, y'all. So that is what really happened. This is why he really up in there. This is why he don't want to show J-Rock that paperwork. J-Rock like, hey, I'm not trying to hear that, man. I need to see that paperwork. I need to see that paperwork right now. So dude like, man, bro, I told you I'm gonna get it to you. J-Rock already know what's going on. So J-Rock put it in his head that, yo, he feel like dude got his paperwork on him. Dude got his paperwork in his laundry bag. So J-Rock gets up and grab dude laundry bag and start going through it. That's what dude had all his property in. So dude like, man, what you doing, bro? What you doing? J-Rock like, man, sit down and shut up, man. Sit your butt down. J-Rock would have put them hands on him, so dude didn't really want to smoke. So he like, bro, man, I told you I ain't got. J-Rock pull it out. Pull out the paperwork. He like, oh, so you ain't got it, huh? You better hope you ain't touch no kids. So he reading, and he's like, oh, you killed your moms. Guess what? My mama dead. Somebody killed my mama 2 years ago. On my first year, me being locked up, I lost my mama. Yeah. And you killed your mama? And you talking about y'all got into a little argument? Man, boom. Punched her right in the mouth. Dude was like, oh, man, chill. Yo, bro, chill. J-Rock was like, you know what? He area went to the bars, looked out there, put the white sheet up, bagged Tyrone to the corner. Like, so you want to you want to hit your mama? You want to hit your mama? Want to disrespect your mama? My mama gone. She ain't never coming back. You had a mama out there. And you gonna do that to your mama? Tyrone all balled up like, bro, stop hitting me, bro. It got to a point that J-Rock just got to choking him out. Like, he choked him out till he passed out. Let this be a warning. Let this video serve as a warning. There's a lot of Tyrones out there with a lot of misplaced anger out there that be taking it out on your moms. If your mama is taking care of you and your father is not in the house for whatever reason, man, respect that woman. Respect that woman. You only got one mama, one mother. That's it. It's dudes that's locked up that's doing life. I done seen cats that lost their mama or their dad or their granny while locked up and lost it. This is why J-Rock put them hands on him. Because he ain't got no mama. His mama gone. And then you gonna take your mama life? There's people in there that's waiting on people like you. And I'm not trying to ride down on you youngsters that's out there doing this. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to, hopefully y'all can see this video and be like, you know what? Mom is taking care of me. Mom is holding it down. Maybe I should take out the garbage. Maybe I should do the dishes. Maybe I should just say, hey, Mom, let me brush your hair. You had a long day. Let me rub your feet, Mom. You ain't got to clean up nothing, Mom. Hey, prison is real, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to Tyrone. Tyrone ended up losing his life after 3 months of being behind the walls. He got a beating every day. Not by just J-Rock, by a couple other cats in there. Number one, because he wouldn't fight back. And I'm going to tell y'all, when he lost his life, nobody took his life. He took his own life. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, what you waiting on? If you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? Bless that Cashapp, bless that PayPal. I enjoyed y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. I'm out. Welcome to another episode of Dante's Prison Stories. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, or I'm going to push that blade. Back in 05, Nelson would find himself in the MDOC prison system, aka Jackson State Penitentiary, and yes, that is in Michigan. If y'all haven't seen the other video that I made about sweet old Nelson, make sure y'all go check it out. It's called The Gay Guy Prison Story. So anyway, Nelson will make his rounds around the compound, leaving a trail of foolishness, gossip, and a whole bunch of drama and messiness. He will have guys in there fighting over him that took on the role of the man role in the homosexual lifestyle. You see, Nelson, he got around. Like Pac said, I get around, I get around. He is what you would call a prison whore. And the crazy thing about it, he had a main dude up in there. And I'm going to put homie name out there, because what you do in the dark shall come to the light. So I'm about to blow up the spot. Dude name was Robert. Yeah, he was in there busting down Nelson up in them cells. Late at night, you can hear these two cats arguing like husband and wives. 99% of these arguments stem from Nelson getting caught up of doing some foolishness with another man. I remember some nights, I can't even sleep because these dudes so loud, arguing like females. I'd be like, hey man, cut that shit up, man. Man, what y'all go to bed? I mean, absolutely drama and foolishness. I remember one day, y'all, Nelson comes strutting out of his cell with these booty pants on, right? See, you get these state penitentiary pants that they give you. But what he did, he cut them into shorts and had his butt cheeks hanging out of them. His husband, a boyfriend by the name of Robert, I told y'all, I'm blowing him out there. He got to get exposed. He come out there like, hey man, get back in here, man. Get back in here, man. Why you dressed like that? Nelson like, you don't own me. I can do whatever I want to do. You don't dictate what I do. Robert like, hey, I'm not playing with you, man. Get your butt up in here. Nelson just kept walking off. Nelson was on his way to the chow hall, a.k.a. the lunchroom where we go eat at. So now Robert, he comes down the stairs and he's chasing after Nelson. When he get up to Nelson, he grabbed Nelson by the back of his neck and was like, didn't I tell you to take that off? You won't be wearing that type of stuff out here in front of all these dudes, man. That's me right there. That's me right there. Get your butt back in that cell. Nelson like, get your hands off me. I'm not your property. Get your hands off me. So a guard by the name of Rodriguez see this unfold and he like, yo, Robert, let him go. Let him go or you getting locked down. Let him go, Robert. He like, all right, man, all right. He said, man, Nelson, get your butt in there and change them clothes, man. I'm not playing with you. So Nelson's like, all right, all right. So Nelson went to the cell with Robert and they're arguing. Sidebar, y'all. Don't nobody want to see that foolishness. Yeah, especially for us heterosexual straight men out there. We don't want to see no dude coming out the cell with his butt cheeks, his ass cheeks hanging out. Come on, man. Y'all hit that like button if y'all don't play them type of military mind games. Let's get back to it. Robert in there talking about, that's only for my eyes to see. That's only for my eyes to see. You minds, man. Stop playing games with me. But, hey, y'all, it is what it is. This is prison. If you don't want to go to prison and see these type of crazy things unfolding, stop committing crimes. Now let's get back to it. When that spat broke out, there was this older cat by the name of Baron, and he rocked that way. When he seen Nelson and Robert getting into it, he figured this is his chance to slide in. So keep that in mind, y'all. So Baron ended up going to the chow hall. Now, about 5 minutes later, after this lover's quarrel was going on up in the cell between Robert and Nelson, Nelson come out the cell and he pimped straight to the lunchroom. When he get to the lunchroom, Baron pulls up on him. He like, hey Nelson, check this out, man. I've been looking at you for a long time. I don't appreciate how Robert be talking to you, man. You can do better. You can do better, man. You don't need that clown, man. I'll take care of you. I'll protect you. I'll make sure don't nobody do nothing to you in here, man. I will never put my hands on you, man. I'm just saying, what's up? What's up with it? Nelson like, first of all, I don't need nobody. I don't need no man. and I'm good, and I will tell Robert on you. Barron was like, listen, I'm not trying to hear that, man. Matter of fact, you know what? Bow! He smacked Nelson, backhand him. Boom! Nelson go, oh! Why you hit me? Why you hit me? And he just ran off, crying. Oh, well, he hit me. So he get back to the pod. He like, oh, Robert, Barron hit me. Barron hit me, Robert. Robert come out the cell like, Nelson, what's going on? Oh, heck no. What happened, baby? Baby, what happened? Robert was trying to push up on me, and I told him, leave me alone, so he gonna smack me. Oh. Robert like, Barron! Man, I told you stop being friendly. Why was you being friendly, man? I told you to wait for me, man. I told you to wait for me. Why would you go down there by yourself? I told you to wait for me now. So he like, man, Robert, man, I'm sorry, Robert. This Nelson. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. I should have listened to you. Robert. So he like, man, go to the cell. Go to the cell. So him and Nelson, they go to the cell, and I'm just assuming, y'all, I don't know because I wasn't in the cell, but when he went to the cell, he came out with phone books, like, padded around his back and his sides and his chest. For all you fellas out there, y'all know it's about to get real. And I'm assuming he going to go look for Barron. He go looking for Barron. He don't see Barron. So he comes back to the pod, and he go back to his cell. And I hear him and Nelson in there arguing. Now, this part right here, y'all, I did not hear it with my own two ears, but my homeboy has a cell right next door to them, and this is what he told me. He said that Nelson and Robert was in there planning a hit out on Barron at 3 o'clock when they go out there on the yard. Let's fast forward this, y'all, straight to the yard. So you got Robert over here by the basketball court with Nelson. They all booed up and hugged up, right? When Barron hit the yard with his homeboys, Robert, like, kind of moved Nelson to the side, and he went in his waistband and pulled out that sword of justice. So he pimped over there to Barron and was like, yo, what's up? Barron was like, what's happening? He was like, you hear my bitch? He was like, man, don't come over here with that bull, man. Keep your bitch away from me. Robert like, what? Barron was like, hey, listen, I told you already, keep your bitch away from me. So Robert, true to his form, true to his fashion, he pulls out that sword of justice. Barron, I guess he didn't want that physical altercation. He backed up like, yo, bro, chill. It ain't even like that, bro. Bruh, it ain't even like that, bro. You gonna do this over a chick? Bro? Come on, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that to me. I'm gonna let y'all know what he doing. He trying to bring attention to the scene so the guards can see what's going on. Because I think he didn't want that physical altercation with Robert. So he drawing all that attention over there to them, talking about, man, it ain't even like that, bro. He should have been more like, guards, help! Guards, help me! He trying to stab me, guards! That's what he should have been doing, right? But he like, bro, it ain't even like that, bro. Man, it ain't even like that, bro. You gonna do this over a girl? You gonna do this over a chick? So Robert, peeping what's going on, he hurry up and put the sword of justice back in his waistband, and he back out, and he like, yo, don't say nothing else to my bitch. Don't say nothing else to my chick. So he walk off. So you got the guards over there looking like, what's going on over there? Hey, y'all, break that up. So Robert bagging off, like, yeah. So as he bagging off, he heads over there to Nelson. And Nelson like, why you ain't hit him? He hit me. You should have hit him. Robert like, man, I just took care of him, man. Chill. Nelson like, man, you ain't never gonna protect me. You gonna let anybody and everybody do whatever they want to me in here. I'm sick of this. So Robert like, man, didn't I say shut up, man? I told you I'm gonna take care of it. Nelson like, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. You letting dudes hit on me and stuff, man. I don't know. I didn't sign up for this. So Robert like, man, I told you to be quiet. You need keep your mouth closed. I told you I got this. So now Nelson standing there with his arms crossed like this, with his lips are poked out, like, okay, all right. After this situation, Barron ended up leaving and going back to his pod. I thought that he was leaving to go grab that sword of justice and apply that pressure on Robert and Nelson, but he didn't. About 10 minutes later, lock down, everybody get down, right? They done came out there full tactic gear, the Turtle Squad, the Goon Squad, Baron! We all have to get down. If you don't get down, they ain't giving no warning shots, you're gonna get popped with that rubber bullet. And I told y'all before, I seen the damage that rubber bullet can do. I seen a man lose his eye. You better get down or you will pay the consequence. So we all hit the dirt. They run straight over there to Robert and Nelson. Jacked him up, put him in a full Nelson. Hey, he's like, man, what's up? What's up, man? What? And they jacked him up and they own him. I'm talking about they own him. Robert like, man, let me go, man. What's up, man? What's up, dog? What's up, man? What's up with it? They did a full shakedown on him. He got caught with the sword of justice. And when you get caught with one of those, in that climate, day or time, you go into the box for a very long time. And, well, this is what happened to Robert. He ended up catching 8 months in the bing. If y'all want to know what the bing is, it's the hole. He ended up going to the hole. Y'all know how Nelson get down. Nelson ended up getting with another cat, and that's another story of Nelson. If y'all want some more Nelson stories, let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this prison story, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't became a member yet, what you waiting on? If you're not subscribed, what you waiting on? Bless that Cashapp, bless that PayPal. I enjoyed y'all. Hopefully y'all enjoyed me. I'm out. I was in the hole for about 2 months when the investigation finally ended. Sweet Low and his punks and Big Al and his crew was moved to different parts of the compound. Some of these dudes actually got transferred to different prisons. So as time would have you, I ended up in the cell with this cat by the name of Bullet Head. Now I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. Dude head was shaped like a real bullet. But if you try to joke on him, try to bid on him, and what do bid on him mean? Is when you trying to laugh and joke and clown this dude for your amusement to make your time go by in prison, well, he would display an extreme act of violence on you if you wasn't in his circle. You just ain't gonna walk up to Bullethead and get to talking bad about him, joking on him, without him displaying an extreme amount of violence towards your body. If y'all get what I mean. So I ended up in the cell with this dude. So here's the scene. When I hit the cell, he had to get cuffed up and go to the back of the cell until I got uncuffed. When the guard walked off, Bullethead told me straight up, hey, if you want the top bunk, you're going to have to fight for it. If you lose, you're going to sleep on this floor. I'm looking at him like, what is this dude? So I guess, judging by the look on my face, Bullethead made the choice for me. He took off on me. I'm not going to say I lost. I'm not going to say I won. But I'm going to tell y'all this. It ended in the draw with both of us being hammed up against the lock. He said he was done. I said I was done. I ended up getting the top bunk. So he started taking his stuff off the top bunk and putting it where he was putting it at. So he was like, yo, where you coming from? I was like, I just came from the hole. He was like, word? I was like, yeah. He was like, what you do? I was like, I don't really want to talk about it. He was like, man, come on, bro. We finna be in here for a while. What you do? I was like, nah, I don't really want to talk about it. He was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Is you one of them punks that was fighting with Sweet Low and y'all jumped on Big Al? I was like, heck, no, I wasn't one of them punks, man. He was like, oh, okay. I said, but yeah, I was in that situation, though. He was like, oh, you Donta. Oh, you Donta. I said, yeah. He was like, man, dude, you was pure comedy, man. Man, hey, that was crazy, dog. I said, yeah. I was like, man, I don't know how I got swept into that BS, but it is what it is. He like, yeah, I feel. He was like, hey, wait a minute. You do know Big Al got a hit out on you. Yeah, I heard about that too. He was like, yeah, but ain't nobody messing with Big Al, man. Big Al, he don't even pay cats, man. So ain't nobody really tripping off that. I was like, oh yeah. He was like, man, ain't nobody thinking about no Big Al, man. He was like, but for real, what really happened though? I was like, so I was just standing there, and next thing you know, it just popped off. Sweet Low and his punks, they just started going head up. So y'all, when the fight popped off between Big Al and the punks and Sweet Low, He thought I jumped in and socked on him, but I didn't. I was just trying to get out the way. But he thought I got off on him, so he wanted to get his get back, y'all. So here we are. So Bullethead was like, yeah, man, that's a whole bunch of shenanigans and foolishness, man. You know how prison is. Yeah, but you and Big Al gonna have to settle that, though. Y'all gonna have to straighten that out, though. I was like, yeah, I know. Bullet was like, hey, I know some of his people, though. I can get word to them to let him know that you don't want no issues. I was like, no, I don't do that, man. I don't need nobody speaking for me. I don't need nobody taking up for me. I got this. He then was like, well, I'ma still put the word out that I don't want no mess going on in my cell. So if they want to deal with you, they can deal with you outside of the cell. But I'm not having no foolishness up in my cell, though. I said, yeah, I hear you. I had no choice, y'all, but to respect that, because this is our house, like our home. Can't be bringing no drama and no foolishness, even if I was the cause of it. So I had no choice but to respect that. A couple days ago by when I got word that Big Al got out the hole, and he sent some messages at me to say, yo, I want to holler at you in the chow hall at dinner time. This was not good for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's only one way in and one way out of that chow hall. So if you find yourself in the chow hall and something pop off and you outnumbered and they got cats on the door, not me. So it's like a death trap up in there. The second thing about the danger of the chow hall, you got some of them COs in there with that you know what that spits out rubber bullets. So you can be in there mixing it up, right? I done seen this happen before too. No cap. It was these dudes in there fighting. They don't get no warnings. They just start shooting. And well, one of these cats got hit in the eye with one of them rubber bullets. He lost his eye. But I want to paint the picture a little bit more gruesome for y'all. Okay? Imagine like this orange pus oozing out your eye. Ow! And, oh, man. Dude, his whole eye right here was obliterated. Ow! And just orange ooze just oozing out. He's screaming. He holler, I can't see. Ooze juice just spraying everywhere. See, let me holler at the young cats out there that might be watching this video. Stop committing crime. Ow! Stop taking your freedoms for granted. Do what you got to do legally to survive out there. I know it's hard out there. It's harder outside than being inside the pen. In the pen, you ain't got to pay no bills. You get 3 meals a day. In the real world, yeah, you got bills. Yeah, you got responsibilities. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you ain't got to worry about. But at least you got your freedoms, though. Because once you get behind them iron gates, ow! And get in them cells, it's dog eat dog. You can lose your life for nothing, just like that. It's no hammers in there. Ow! It's straight up man to man, fist to fist, knife to knife. And before I go on with this story, y'all better hit that like button before I push that blade. Ow! And yes, haters that ain't hitting that like button, that is a threat. If I don't get you in real life, I might show up in your nightmares like Freddy Krueger. And stop playing games and hit that like button. Also, I'm going live every day for the month of February. So y'all turn on them notifications. Now let's get back to the story. So I told the dude that told me that Big Al wanted to holler at me at the chow hall, like, nah, I'd rather talk to him on the yard. So he said, okay, bet. And he rolled out. At this point, I hollered at a couple of my homies to let them know what the play was. I told them, basically, I'm about to get at Big Al today on the yard. And I need for y'all to stand by just in case somebody want to jump in. So that was that. It was about 3 p.m. when we was headed to the yard. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, my heart was beating like crazy out my chest. I wasn't scared. It was just a whole anticipation of this whole thing unfolding. So me and my dudes, we posted up on the south end of the track. So our position was to see the whole yard, especially the entrance door where everybody coming out of. Then about 6 minutes later, here walks in Big Al and some of his homeboys. So it was about 5 of us and it was 4 of them. So we had an extra man just in case we had to mix it up. So somebody was going to get a 2-on-1 special. So we on point, y'all. So at this point, Big Al and his guys over there by the weight pile but they ain't working out. They just looking at us, and we looking right back at them. So after about 2 minutes of eye wrestling, Big Al and his boys mobbed towards us. So I'm like, all right, y'all, here you go. So when he got about 3 feet away from me, I'm like, what's up, man? So he was like, oh, you thought you were just gonna punch on me on some sucker shit, and I was just gonna let that ride? I was like, look, dog, I didn't touch you. And he was like, man, I'm not trying to hear that. I said, look, you ain't gonna keep on pressing me about something I didn't do. What we gonna do? Then I just whipped out. And he was like, oh, it's like that? It's like that? So he whipped out. And then his homeboys whipped out. Then my homeboys whipped out. So we right there in a standoff. Everybody gripped up. Now, due to YouTube new policies, I can't be real descriptive of what happened next, y'all, because I'm trying to get paid. So y'all got to bless that Cashapp and hit that like button for that real raw content. But just because I love y'all so much, I'm going to go ahead and give it to y'all. There was a lot of bumping, there was a lot of grunting, and a whole bunch of blood, sweat, and tears that was shed on that yard that day. So after this melee, I end up with 2 puncher rooms. Y'all see it. They got me right here, and they got me right here. But hold on, y'all. I wasn't the only one that took an L that day on the yard. You can believe that. Big Al got that $150 right there, and 2 of his homeboys got airlifted up out of there. The rest of us misfits will find ourselves back in the hole where we were served that good old food loaf. You jail dudes know what I'm talking about. That good old 23-1. Hey, at least we didn't die. I mean, this is prison. I'm out. This jail story take place in Columbus, Ohio, Franklin County. If you find yourself locked up in Columbus, Ohio, there's 2 places that you might end up at. You might end up at the city lockup, which is downtown, or you're going to end up at Jackson Pike. Jackson Pike, aka the workhouse. If you find yourself at the workhouse, there's 2 tanks that you're going to go to. You got the misdemeanor tank and you got the felony tank. Don't ever get it twisted though. The misdemeanor tank pop off just like the felony tank. You can believe that. Unfortunately, I will find myself in a felony tank. Now understand this, there are many tanks, okay? You got an east wing, you got a west wing, and you got a north wing. There's many tanks on the left, there's many tanks on the right. And each one of these tanks, there's a pod. So you got pod A, B, C, D, E, F, G on out. And then this way, A, B, C, D, E, F, G that way. Some of these tanks, some of these pods is off the chain. I'm talking about crazy. Whether it's misdemeanor or felony, doesn't really matter. Who cares? When I got in this tank, it was kind of rowdy, but it was manageable. So when you first get in there, they give you a plastic cup, a plastic spork, a mat, and something else, I forgot. So when I got up in this pod, you know, I'm looking around, looking at who looking at me. Okay, I'm just peeping the scene, seeing what's going on. So when you come in the pod, there's the day room right there. Bam. In the day room, you got 2 metal lunch tables right here and right there. Got 3 phones on the wall right here by the door, 1, 2, 3. You got a TV over there also, but it's behind some plastic glass or something like that. But then when you right by the TV, there's a door opening where the beds are at. So these are 2-man bunk beds, okay? And so you got them stacked up over here to the right and over here to the left. And when you go straight, there's the toilet right there. So you got a brick wall right here. And then on the right side of the toilet is the shower, okay? A single man shower. Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you are exposed. So if you gotta take a number 2, you're gonna be exposed. I'm telling you right now. Anybody can look over there and see you. Anybody that's walking over here or walking over there, they can see you doing what you do. When you get up in that shower, yo, treacherous. We'll talk about that another day. So you got this Muslim guy, He had the full beard. I believe he was Somalian. I'm not 100% sure. He was about 34, 35 years old. He wasn't a small guy, but he really wasn't a big guy neither. He was kind of average, and his English was really broken. But I knew enough that I knew that this guy was a foreigner and he was a Muslim. So I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So I seen him off to the distance by himself or whatever. So I go in there and I'm looking around to find me a bunk bed. And the word is that if all the bunks is taken and somebody got stuff at the top and nobody's sleeping up there, you supposed to get that bunk. But somebody might feel like, yo, you're gonna have to fight for that. I'm not moving my stuff from up there for you. No, we're gonna have to fight for that. So this what happened. I went around, I'm looking, I see a couple of cats with things up there on the top bunk. So I came to the first guy that was over here to my left. I'm like, yo, let me get that top bunk. He's like, nah, you can't get that. I've been in here the longest, and nah, you can't get that. So I said, so you're not gonna let me get the top bunk? He like, nah, bro, but go over there. It's a guy named Pops. He just got in here. You can go over there and get his bunk. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. At that moment in time, yes, I could have taken off on him. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you gotta choose your battles, okay? I'm new in the pod. I don't know who he affiliated with. I don't know the politics in this pod at all. If I would have just took off on this man, I don't know if the whole dang pod would have jumped on my head, and then they would have put me on the door. For the people that have been locked up in Franklin County, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say put you on the door. That means you get put on that door physically, and you gotta bang on the door. They call it the tap out. If anybody from Columbus, Ohio that been in the workhouse or Jackson Pike, type 614 in the comment section if I'm telling the truth. Let's get back to it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I take his advice and I go down there, and there's a guy by the name of Pops, this older black dude named Pops. I'm like, yo, Pops, can I get this bunk? He like, yeah, sure, hold on, give me a minute. So he got up, he started taking his stuff down. So I throw my stuff up there and I hop up there. Now I'm just looking around at the pod, you know, I'm catching guys side-eyeing me. They'll look away, and you know, it's just all these military mind games. So as I'm looking around, I catch the Muslim guy over there in the day room. So I'm like, okay, it's real diverse up in here, whatever. You know, you got white dudes in here, black dudes in here, Somalian dudes in here, Jamaican dudes. It's just a whole big melting pot up in here. So I'm getting my feel of the tank and seeing who is who and what is what. So I'm like, yo, Pops, what time is dinner? He's like, oh, they about to serve the trays right now. I said, okay, bet. I said, so how is it? Like, what we supposed to do? They gonna come to the door and everybody got to line up and you just get your tray. I said, okay. He said, oh, make sure, he said at 4 o'clock in the morning, they come around with the powdered milk. So make sure you always have your cup too. I said, all right, bet. We hear the cart getting pushed down the hall, so everybody started lining up. So I jump up out my bed and I go line up too. So the Muslim guy, keep in mind, this is about the Muslim guy. So the Muslim guy, he about 3 people behind me. So I'm in line, and it's this guy that they call Detroit. He behind me. And he like, man, where you from? I was like, I'm from Flint. He was like, Flint? Man, I'm like 40 minutes away from y'all, man. He like, man, what you doing in here? I'm like, what you doing in here, man? He like, man, it's a long story, man. Me and my B got into it, man. I done moved down here with some broad, and me and her done got into it, and I done put my hand on the girl, and now I'm up in here, man, for a DV. Now, I don't even know, I'm thinking he talking about being drunk or drinking and driving, but he talking about domestic violence. Oh, I'm like, yeah. I said, well, hey, what's up, man? So now they coming in with the trays. So everybody grabbing trays. Now I get to thinking quick, so I'm like, maybe I need to grab me another tray. I'm gonna go get this tray and hurry up and drop it off at my bed, and then hurry up and get in line and grab another tray. Keep in mind, my bed is way back there, okay? So then I thought about it like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, because one of these fools might take my tray, and now I'm about to be into some mess. So I went up there, I got my tray. So I sat down at the first table right here to the left. So as soon as I sat down, Detroit came over there like, "Nuh-uh, bro, stand up, stand up." I said, what's going on? He like, nah, man, punks, they sit down, man, we stand up. I said, huh? He's like, yeah, man, get up, man, come over here. So he telling me like, nah, man, only girls sit down up here, man, and we men up here. So listen, it ain't me, y'all. This is they politics. It didn't make no sense to me. I don't know what's going on. This is what's going on up in here. So it's not me, y'all. It's the politics that was going on there. I'm sorry, but the white boys was the punks in there. And I'm not talking about being like that. I'm not talking about being tutti frutti. I'm talking about they was getting beat up. They was getting extorted. So I'm like, so we got to stand up being uncomfortable? He like, yeah, man, we dogs in here, man. We dogs in here. So no, we don't sit down, man. We ain't no women up in here, man. We dogs in here, man. The dogs, we stand up. And females sit down. Yo, Columbus politics. I still don't get it. So I'm sitting up there with him and I'm eating my food. And I peeped the Muslim guy. He's sitting down by the TV. And he's sitting Indian style by the TV. And he got his tray right there on his lap. Soon as he closes his eyes and do like this dude walk up to him and go, bow, punch him right in the face. The Muslim guy kind of went this way, was like, oh, come on, man, I'm praying. And he took his tray. So I'm like, yo, what's up with that? He like, man, don't worry about it. Hey, if he ain't gonna fight for himself, F him. I'm like, hey, why he praying though? He like, yeah, man. Hey, this is a dog world up in here, man. Hey, you can't. Hey, if he won't defend it, if he won't take up for himself, then it is what it is. I said, man, y'all cold-blooded up in here, man. A man can't even pray up in here without getting assaulted. He was like, man, you gonna see. I walk over there. I had a piece of bread left and put it to hand it to him. And Detroit was like, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that up in here. I said, do what? He was like, nah, man, let him die. Let him starve. If he can't fight for himself. I said, what's up with y'all in here, man? Y'all don't got no compassion? Like, what's up with y'all? He like, nah, man, nah, little bro, you can't do that in here, man. That's a sign of weakness, bro. I'm just letting you know you can't do that up in here. So I'm like, man, here. So I give him the bread. Like, thank you, and he hurry up and ate it. So at this point in time, all eyes is on me at this point in time. The guy that took his tray, he just mean mug. He's standing there looking at me like this. But I guess Detroit got a lot of pull up in the tank, so he ain't really say nothing. So I came to know that dude was in the game, and that's just how they gave it up. So a week would go by, and this same foolishness would keep happening. So I came to the Muslim guy, said, yo, you're going to have to get out of here. You're going to have to tap out to get out of here. So this other cat came to me that heard me talking to him. He was like, man, he already been in 3 tanks already. So later on that night, the gang member dude came to me, and he was like, hey, bro, stop looking out for dude. I'm like, for what? What's going on? He was like, because, man, do you even know what he in here for? I'm like, what are you in here for? He was like, bro, man, he was drinking and driving, and he killed the little girl. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, man. So, man, stop looking out for him, man. If he starved, man. He already got beat out of 3 tanks already. I said, oh, okay. So me knowing that, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, well. All right, so, but me still having a heart, I still hit him off with a couple of items off my tray because, yo, he was getting dead dirty up in there. Everybody in there did a crime. Everybody in there is doing time. All of us in there are criminals in one way or another. So who am I to judge, right? This is where this story take a crazy, dark turn for the worse. So the Muslim guy, he go get in the shower. This black dude named Frankie, he paid one of these dope fiends, white guys, some commissary to go beat up the Muslim dude when he got in the shower. So sure enough, here go the dope fiend walking back there. So as the Muslim dude in there taking a shower, the dope fiend opened open the curtain back and start assaulting him, punching on him. But what the dope fiend didn't realize, that the Muslim guy had enough and he had a banger on him. And when he came out that shower, he got the banging. So this is the scene. Dope fiend guy, he opened the shower door. He opened the shower curtain. He getting hit. Bam, 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 bam. He come out, the Muslim guy come out of there with the whoosh, whoosh, right? He got the Allah Akbar. He got the running around the pod, slashing. Now keep in mind, dude is butthole naked. So he around there. He running down there with his thing flapping, his butt cheeks out. He slashing dude. He slashing that. Cats ain't got nothing to do with it. Everybody running. Yo, we running around the pod like sheeps and he the goat herd, like sheeps and he the wolf. So we all running around the pod like this while this naked man chasing people with the banger, right? So people up on the now as he running this way, we all running that way, trying to go this way. And so when he make his way around this way, there's other stragglers that's over here. They banging on the window. Yo, help, help, help. Yo, we was in there defenseless. He cut about 4 or 5 guys up in there, right? Until this white dude named Castle. Now, Castle, I told y'all about him in some other videos. Castle with this big jacked up white boy, right? Castle came up behind him and was like, wow. The way he hit him, it sounded like an explosion. It was like, pow! When he hit him, the banger went flying this way. The Muslim cat he went to bed right there. But this the messed up part about it though. He hit that man so hard. Now I'm not no medical doctor, but when you see blood coming out of somebody's ear, yo. The deputies came in there. They was like, I'm gonna tell y'all something about how crazy politics are. People get all these inmates have all these morals. They have all these codes that they so-called follow. But as soon as them deputies came in there, he tried to stab me. He had a knife. He tried to do that. Come on, tell him. Come on. See, they pick and choose what they want to follow. But it is what it is, y'all. A lot of people been asking me to talk about this video and diss that video when the Muslim guy got his revenge. I think it was messed up that he was getting assaulted every time he prayed. But hey, this is prison. Y'all hit that like button, share this video. I'm out. There was a guy on the compound by the name of KB. He was a massive titan that displayed extreme violence towards other inmates in the administration. He was a no-nonsense dude with a big chip on his shoulder and dared you to touch it. Most inmates stayed away from him due to his aggressive behavior. You see, before KB found himself locked up with the rest of us, he was running with the 49ers practice team until he got hurt on the field and they no longer needed his services. And what was the result of them cutting him? He lost his income, which led to him getting involved into moving illegal substances and pushing that hammer on people that might want to violate him by coming up short with that money or coming up short with that product. In 2009, he had found himself on the run for aggravated assault on a police officer. You see, KB was shorted on a little something. So he upped the hammer on the dude that shorted him on the product, had them turn around, spread his legs, spread his hands, and gave him a full shakedown. Turned his pockets out and started getting what was owed to him. When an off-duty cop yelled out, "Stop, police!" KB then punched the dude in the back of the head with the butt of the hammer and took off down the alley. The off-duty cop took off after KB. After a short foot chase, KB ducked behind some garbage cans. When the cop ran past the garbage cans, KB sprung into action and got the pounding on him. Hands and feet was activated on this cop. He had him pent down gorilla style. Boom, 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 boom. He then hears other cops in the distance saying, "Hey, stop, police, police." KB then cocks back and hit the cop as hard as he can in the back of the head. Bow! knocked the cop out cold. Then he get up and take off, running down the alley again. At this point, the K9 unit is on the scene and Rover is on all fours right behind KB. KB running with the hammer in his right hand. He turns around and pow, 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 pow. Rover is no more. See, KB wasn't with all that dog biting action. A couple weeks ago by, and the guy that KB originally had spread it out there that tried to short him on that you know what, gave the police all the information that they needed to get a no-knock warrant for KB Creeder, which led to the apprehension of Kevin Jerome Bell, aka KB. Now let's get to it. My first time seeing KB was when I was on the yard. I saw this huge guy standing over there by the basketball court. What stood out about this guy was that he was the tallest, biggest dude that I ever seen while locked up. Now, I'm a pretty big dude myself, but standing next to this dude, I was like a shrimp. I mean, this cat was about 6'8", 300 pounds, a pure mean machine. So anyway, he's standing there watching these guys play 4-on-4 basketball. When the guy airball and hit KB in the arm, KB then take the ball and chuck it across the yard. One of the basketball players was like, "Hey nigga, you gonna go get that ball." KB, without no warning, ran up on the dude and put them hammers on him, causing the dude to fall to the ground unconscious. KB then turned to the two cats and was like, "What's up?" They was like, "No, we good," while they was helping their homeboy up. And KB just turned away and just walked off. I know for a fact that it was this guard by the name of Mr. Dinkles seeing all this unfold. And he did absolutely nothing about it. Probably in fear that he didn't want no smoke with KB. The next time I would see KB, or should I say be in close proximity of this monster, was in the chow hall. I was 3 people behind the next person getting served in the lunch line. When I noticed KB just skipped the line, there was a white guy that we called Spud, because he had a head shaped like a potato. He was country than a mother. Spud was like, "Say man, don't you see everybody in here waiting in line?" KB turned around and was like, "White boy, don't you ever talk to me like that. I'll punch you all in your chest and make you my wife." Then he looked at everybody down the line and around the lunchroom was like, "And ain't none of y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it." As soon as that last word left KB's mouth, the guy that he cut it right in front of directly took his tray and was like, BAM! KB went to stumbling. And the dude got to hitting him with the tray. Boom! 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 Spud ran down on KB too, hitting him with some rib shots. Boom! 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 For a second, I thought KB was about to get handled by these 2 inmates. Then KB just grabbed Spud by his ankles, snatched him down, and got to pounding him out, while the other dude that was hitting him with the tray, he grabbed him by his collar, brought him down, and got to working him out, unleashing a storm of uppercuts on these 2 now victims of KB. It was about 4 or 5 guards that rushed in and dogpiled KB. They started hitting him with the batons. They started hitting him with the mace. Y'all know me, I hit the deck immediately and grabbed a piece of the wall in the back corner. I wasn't trying to inhale none of that mace and trigger my asthma. Anyway, looking back at this melee unfold, for 1 split second, I thought KB was going to dominate them officers. But fatigue set in and, well, they whipped KB out. It was like Thanos fighting the Avengers, but they whipped him out. They cuffed him up and sent him to medical. Now word spread throughout the compound that KB needed to get put off the yard because he was such a huge threat to all the other inmates. When he first got there, the Bloods approached him. The Crips approached him. Other various black gangs approached him, and he turned all of them down with disrespect, but nobody wanted to smoke with him. So naturally, he had to go, one way or the other. So when Spud and that other guy did what they did to KB in the lunchroom, it bought the gang some time. So word got out that the Bloods was going to carry this hit out to get KB off the yard. I had a cellmate that ran his mouth about the Bloods' business. You see, he was a Blood himself. that just couldn't hold water for nothing. You know the type when you tell something to, and before sundial, everybody on the compound know your business. Well, that was him. Oh, don't worry, he got violated by his gang many a times for running his mouth. They didn't put him off the set because he was a soldier and he had pushed that blade whenever needed. And that's valuable while locked up. And that's valuable to an organization, knowing that they got a soldier that'll push that blade at any given moment. So anyway, my bunkie telling me like, yo, I'm gonna hit up KB when he get out of medical. I'm like, you doing it by yourself? He's like, yeah. I said, dude, you better get some backup. He's like, man, I ain't worried about him, man. I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna put that blade in him and just see what it's gonna be. I'm like, you see what he did to Spud them in the lunchroom, right? He was like, no, I ain't see it, but I heard about it. But I mean, he just one man. Plus my homie's gonna be standing by if anything go wrong. I'm like, all right. If you enjoyed this KB episode, make sure you hit that like button. I'm dropping a new video every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm out. When locked up, you're going to hear things and see things that's going to have you questioning life. You're going to see men lose their sanity and sometimes their humanity. However, there are some rare occasions when a certain type of human being that is larger than life that hit the yard and changed the whole atmosphere for the better or worse. Here's the story of Flamin' Nelson. Nelson was one of them guys, aka a boy, that was playing for the other side. This cat was super flamed up to the max times 10. He the type that you would catch sashaying and voguing. You know the type, extra loud, extra colorful. Always gotta be seen. See, we had another boy in the pod by the name of Todd. He was the conservative type of that type. He was a more respectable type compared to Nelson. Now on the compound, Nelson's name rung bells throughout that community. His name stayed in drama. This was a messy dude. But one day, after serving 2 months in the hole, Nelson would find himself relocated to our pod. At this time, we had 2-man cells, and the only openness that was available was this white old racist dude in this crib by the name of Tyrone, aka Kansas City. As y'all can imagine, when they tried to put Nelson in there with the crib, it was met with extreme pushback. Here's the scene, y'all.
Inmate, cuff up.
So when you are getting a new cellmate, you must cuff up, meaning get handcuffs put on you. And you must stand with your back to the cell while your new cellmate comes in. So Tyrone gets up and get cuffed up. He can't see his new cellmate at this time, but he can sure hear him. So now Tyrone is at the back of the cell when Nelson steps in. Tyrone glanced over his shoulder, and when he see Nelson, he like, oh, hell no. No, he can't come up in here, man. That's not gonna happen on crib. The sergeant was like, what you mean he can't come up in here? See, y'all, let me tell y'all something. When you belong in an organization, in a prison, that does not condone homosexuality, you can and will be violated by your gang. So Tyrone, knowing the politics, he know under no circumstances Nelson can come up in this cell on crib. So the sergeant like, man, you don't run nothing up in here. Tyrone like, hey, listen, no disrespect, Sarge, but I'm telling you, he can't come in here. You already know that. Don't play at me like that. Sergeant like, hey, you need to turn around and mind your business. He coming up in here. You don't run nothing up in here. So Tyrone turned all the way around and he like, listen, Sarge, I told you already. I'm not playing. Why would you want to play with me like that? He ain't coming up in here. If he come in here, I'm going to bust him in the mouth. And y'all going to have to just take me to the hole. So Sarge like, so you going to put your hands on him? Is that what you telling me? He like, I'm just saying, man, he can't come up in here, man. Why y'all playing games like that? Y'all know he can't come up in here on crib. Nelson standing there with his back against the wall like, man, if he don't want me up in here, I ain't got to be up in here. I ain't gotta be up here. Y'all can put me somewhere else. I ain't asked to be in here. So the sergeant like, nah, he about to go. I'm about to put him in the hole. Tyrone like, man, I ain't tripping, man. Just go ahead and take me. I'm not standing here, man. So the sergeant like, come on, let's go. So Tyrone walk on up out of there and they grab him and they take him on out of there. So as the sergeant walking him out, the captain come and he like, hold on, what's going on? Sergeant like, he's causing issues, he's causing problems. He said if Nelson come up in his cell, he's going to do this and he's going to do that to him. So the captain like, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. See, our captain, he was no nonsense. He was square, strict business. If he say he gonna lock you down for a certain amount of time, he gonna lock you down for that certain amount of time. So he told Tyrone like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go to the hole, you stand in the box for 12 months, period. Tyrone like, man, you can't do that. Captain walked up to him, he said, try me. He like, man, come on, Cap. Come on, Cap, man, you can't do that to me, man. You know how this goes up in here. Captain like, look, I'm not trying to hear that. Y'all grown men. He's coming in that cell. If you touch him, you go into the box for 12 months. I don't care about none of that politics up in here. This my house. This is not your house. This is my house. Now get back in that cell. So Tyrone like, man, I can only imagine what's going on in Tyrone's head at this point in time. Tyrone thinking like, man, I don't want to go to the box. You can't go to the store and get commissary. You can't get on the phone. All your visits get canceled. You're done. So he like, all right, man, whatever, man, whatever. So he turns around. He go back in the cell. They uncuff him. They uncuff Nelson. And they get in there. So when the captain left, it was shift change. So Tyrone got up on the bars and was hollering at the new captain that came in for that shift. And he was like, look, I can't be in here. I'm not trying to cause no problem. I'm not trying to cause no trouble. This new captain that came in, he was cool. He understood the politics. So the captain heard him out. And he said, I'm going to bring somebody else up in here. Nelson, come on out. So he took Nelson down to the day room. He ended up putting Nelson in the room with the old racist white man. I couldn't really hear nothing, so I guess it was a smooth transition. So we're going to just move on to the next day because there wasn't no action going on that night. Now the pod rules pertaining to the showers is that you go to the shower fully clothed. You get undressed in the shower, wash up, put your drawers on, put your sweatpants on, put a shirt on, and go back to your cell. At minimum, the COs will give you a write-up if you get caught walking with the shirt off. So keep that in mind, y'all. It's about 9 guys. We in the day room playing hood Monopoly. Now the old man cell is on the second tier, last cell to the left. So I kind of seen Nelson coming this way at the corner of my eye, but I really wasn't paying too much attention to him. So I'm rolling the dice and I hear, man, what the fuck going on, man? I'm like, huh? Now let me tell y'all something. In our pod, it's always something going on. It's always some type of drama. It's always some type of violation. It's always some type of larceny. Something is always going on in our pod. So it wasn't unusual to hear commotion going on. But at this particular time, you just hear dudes hollering. You hear dudes hooting. Dudes like, man, go put some clothes on. You hear people just going crazy, going nuts. So I'm looking around like, man, what's going on? Here comes Nelson coming through. I hate to paint the scene for y'all, but I got to, man. I got to paint the scene. Nelson. Okay, picture this. Picture a skinny black dude with tidy whities on. No shirt, no pants. He got these tidy whities on and he got them rolled up, right? His butt cheeks is hanging out and his D print is right there. He caused a riot up in there. I'm talking about dudes screaming, dudes hollering, man, go put some clothes on, man. Man, I'll beat your ass. All this and that. Nelson just keep on walking. His butt cheeks hanging out. His manhood is dang near exposed. We had this Asian guard, right? This dude just thought he was so funny. He right there in the control booth with a big smile on his face. He thought it was cute. So Nelson just goes straight to the shower. and do what he do. I know a lot of y'all like, man, I would have went over there and put hands and feet on Nelson. Well, this was Nelson's defense. He would go around telling cats that he had that you know what. So cats was real reluctant to put them hands on Nelson because they didn't want to contract that you know what, if y'all get what I mean. So that really kept dudes up off of Nelson because they was afraid of getting that package. But just to let everybody know, Nelson didn't have that package. Remember earlier in the story, I told y'all there was another guy in there by the name of Todd that was like that too? Well, he over there by the control booth just shaking his head in shame like, man, he give us a bad name. Reason why we gets no respect in here, man. After about 5 minutes, he come out sashaying out of the shower with his t-shirt and his panties on. Man, we men in here, man. Cut that out. Other cats in there yelling out vulgar things and threats to Mr. Fruit Roll Up. Next part I'm about to tell y'all, no cap. When Nelson get to the staircase, I promise y'all, he did a little twirl and he dropped down and did the splits. The whole pod erupted in chaos. Dudes were screaming down on him. Man, it got crazy up in there. This Tutti Frutti done did the splits. Now remember I told y'all his cellie was a white racist old man. Now he's standing there watching all this unfold. So as Nelson make his way up the stairs and go towards the cell, the old man standing there like, no, you can't come in here. You ain't coming in here. You ain't coming in. You cannot come in here. You are not coming in here. Nelson like, you better get out my way. And before I do this and do that, the old man like, you're not coming in here. You cannot come in here. You're not coming in here. At this particular time, because it was so much movement and chaos going on in the pod because of what Nelson did, the guard in the control booth called for backup. When backup came, they came about 15 deep because they didn't know what was going on. They just seen us in there hollering, hooting, and running around the pod. So they locked all of us down so they could start their investigation. Nelson and the old man was still out their cell arguing back and forth. The captain was like, why are you dressed like that? He told Nelson, get your clothes on and cuff up. You're going to the hole. Nelson like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm tired of y'all discriminating against me. I ain't did nothing. I just went to the shower. I can't help that these dudes don't know what they like, if they want a man or woman. That ain't my fault. So the sergeant was like, look, I'm not going to tell you again. Cuff up. Now I couldn't see what was going on, but I could hear everything. All I heard was a lot of feet shuffling, a lot of grunting, a lot of bumping. After about 2 minutes of this going on, the noise kind of subsided. About a minute passed, then I see Nelson getting carried out. They done hard tied Nelson and carried him on out to the hole. This was my first introduction to Nelson. I got plenty more stories about inmate Nelson. Let me know in the comments section if y'all want to hear more stories about Tutti Frutti Nelson. Until next time, y'all, I'm out. There was these two young cats by the name of CJ and Jamal. They was from the west side of Columbus, Ohio. There's a section in that part of town called Hilltop, not too far from the casino. You see, CJ and Jamal was like brothers. They grew up across the street from each other, and they shared a similar parenting background, where both of their parents were strung out on that powder and that rock. Before I go on with this tall tale of unfortunate events, let me get this straightened out. Everybody that lives in the bottoms and hilltop are not dope fiends. There are a lot of good people that's out there that just do not have the proper resources to get out of poverty. And on the real, just because you are a slave to that powder or that rock, that does not make you a bad person. You're just a person that made bad mistakes. You see, we all have our own vices. Some might look worse than others, but it's all the same thing. Sin is sin. Let's stop passing judgment on the next man and woman. One day, CJ was like, yo, Jamal, let's go to the casino and hit a lick. For the uninitiated people, a lick is a means to obtain things that are not yours either by force or trickery, such as breaking into homes, cars, and stealing things, and the list can go on and on. So Jamal was like, okay, bet. So they started walking towards the casino. It had to be around 8 p.m. when they got up there. They hid behind a couple cars, waiting for a unsuspected casino-going patriot to pull up so they can hit that lick. After about 22 minutes of waiting, a guy pulled up and they held him up with an ice pick. CJ held the ice pick to the guy while Jamal was going through his pocket. After the quick shakedown, they both took off in opposite directions. A short time later, they met up at the local 7-Eleven on Broad Street. They got about $400 out my man from the casino, so they divided up the cash and went on about their way. It was about 9:15 p.m. when they spotted this 2013 running Impala with nobody inside of it. So they hopped in the car and they drove off. The car that they just stole was a Russian mob, guns, smugglers, transport car. You see, the mule was in the house discussing payment while the hammers were still in the trunk. So they just riding around Columbus, not knowing that there's a GPS navigation system that's tracking their every move. The mob know exactly where they at, street by street, turn by turn. So they end up going to some of their friends' houses, letting them know that they got the whip. Again, for the uninitiated, the whip is the car. Now, this was a school night, so naturally, their friends was declining because this was a school night. Oh, forgive me, y'all. I forgot to mention that CJ and Jamal are kids. They're teenagers. CJ is 14 and Jamal is 15. Not soon after, maybe 30 minutes ago by, when a blacked out Suburban pulls up, chops on the car, and sits behind the corner store on the north side of Columbus, off of Cleveland Ave. The news reported that it was over 200 bullet holes that went through that car, and that one of the victims' face was so lacerated that they couldn't get a positive ID on it. Kids and teens out there, hear me when I say joyriding can be a life and death situation. You don't know who car you jumping into. CJ and Jamal had no idea that this was going to be their fate the moment they woke up that morning. Taking the car is very dangerous. You can hurt innocent people and change the course of people's lives in a terrible way that your mind couldn't even comprehend. When their parents had to come identify them at the city morgue, the screams that came out of CJ's mother, all that hurt, all that pain. She was saying, no, not my baby, not my baby. See, Jamal's mama, when she showed up, she was out of her mind. And y'all know why. Because she was a slave to that you-know-what. So she went in there, she seen Jamal, she shed a couple of tears, but she needed to get back and get back to it. Kids and teens, again, let this right here serve as a warning. Stop jumping into people's cars, joyride. CJ mom couldn't afford to bury him, so she had to get him cremated. Jamal mama was so strung out on that you-know-what that a lot of time passed when she didn't claim the body, so the city had to bury him in an unmarked grave. Shout out to Columbus, Ohio. That's 614. For the people that was wondering, am I from there? No, I am not. I lived there for a couple of years off of Morris Road and Kings Highland Drive. If you enjoyed this video, make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm out. Back in 2005, me and my homeboy Al found ourselves in the MDOC prison system. That's Michigan Department of Corrections. Being new in the prison system, me and Al had no idea how to program as convicts. There's a lot of unwritten rules while locked up that convicts have to abide by. You have the prison rules and you have the inmate rules. If you find yourself breaking some of these inmate rules, you can lose your life immediately. See, remember I told y'all me and Al was young, so we still had our childlike, teenage-like mind mentality. We laughed, we joked a whole lot. Some of these older convicts, they wasn't feeling that at all. They say misery loves company. So there was no surprise when we ran across this inmate by the name of Big Cadillac. See, Big Cadillac was from Detroit, Michigan. He caught a body in '87 which landed him in the MDOC prison system. He ended up getting a life sentence without the possibility of parole. You see, Big Cadillac was a gangster. There's one thing that he couldn't stand was homosexuals and dudes that joke too much. He'd walk around with his face always screwed up to the point where people just tried to avoid him. Every time me and Al seen him coming, we'd just get out of his way. Dude had to been about 6'2", 230 pounds. We done seen him display extreme violence more than enough times for us to know that if we got in this way or he wanted to be confrontational with us, that we was going to have to jump him or push that blade inside of him. So then rather confront this guy, we decided to just get out of his way. You know, he's an old timer. We knew we're young. He been locked down. We just got in here. Let's just get out of his way. There was a time where I seen this punk. Okay, if y'all want to know what a punk is, go look at my old videos. Okay, there was a time where this punk by the name of Susan walked up to Big Cadillac and tapped him on his shoulder. When Big Cadillac turned around and seen that it was Susan, he hit him with a right, knocked Susan right out, cold clock right out. See, he projected this image like I said, he didn't like homosexuals and he didn't like guys that joked a lot. Okay, so when me and Al seen this, we like, dang, Susan didn't even do nothing to him, just walked up to him and asked him a question, and he just turned around and slapped him. When he did that, Susan's boyfriend or husband, whatever you want to call it, he ran up on him like, yo, why you do that? Why you do that? So he was like, hey, hold on, let me get the voice right. So Big Cadillac was like, listen, I told you already, man. Keep your punk away from me, man. Y'all don't got nothing to say to me at all. If you want to deal with me, you deal with me. Don't have nobody coming over here, especially no punk, coming over here asking me questions. We already had the discussion already. So they going back and forth, and everybody on the yard just watching this go down. So they arguing back and forth. The guards over there watching, they ain't saying nothing. They just letting it unfold. So Big Cadillac turned around and just walk off. So the guy pick up his prison wife or whatever you want to call him. So he pick him up and they go sit on the bench. So man, Al was talking like, yeah, if we got to get into it with that dude, we taking off on him first. You see how he hit dude like that? Like one hit a quitter. So I was like, listen, if we ever had to get into it with that dude, it's on. We own him immediately. Big Cadillac only kicked it with a couple of dudes on the compound. It was him, this dude named Rail, this dude named T-Dog, and this dude named Loke from Pontiac, Michigan. That was his crew right there. These dudes used to gamble a whole lot. Like, that's all they did. All they did was play poker. Like, that was his crew right there. He didn't really associate with nobody else. He didn't really deal with nobody else but his little clique right there. Now, there was another punk. I made a video a while back called Inmate Lil Kim. Y'all make sure y'all go check that video out because this is like an extension to that video. So Lil Kim, like I told y'all in the old video, she was turning tricks. Lil Kim ended up getting a job in the kitchen. So Lil Kim's job was to clean the trays in the back, like all the way in the back. So keep that in mind. I'm going to say maybe a month after that incident happened on the yard with Big Cadillac knocking out Susan on the yard, about a month after that, I'm laying in my cell. And Al coming there like, dude, man, you ain't going to believe this. You ain't going to believe this. I said, what? He was like, man, just come on. Now, at this time, it was chow time. So when he came and got me, I'm like, I usually don't go to chow because they be having nasty food up in there. The only time I usually go is they having burger and fry day, okay? And sometimes the chicken day, but it's if. So I get up and I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, just come on. We go down the tier. We get to the chow hall. I said, what's up, man? What's going on? He was like, listen. What I'm about to show you, just listen, just watch this. So I'm like, what? I said, what's going on? So he said, look right here. So, so when you come in, so you come down this hall, right, and you turn to the left. As soon as you walk in the chow hall, and if y'all want to know what the chow hall is, the lunchroom, the prison lunchroom. As soon as you walk in, you got the cafeteria right here, but immediately to the right. Okay, if you're standing this way, you open the double doors, you walk straight ahead, you got a hallway right here to the right that you can go down. And if you go straight, There's the lunch line, and then all over there is the tables. Where when we came in, we went to the right down this hallway. I'm trying to paint the scene for y'all. So when we went down the hallway, he was like, be quiet, be real quiet. Now you can see in the kitchen right here, like a big window right here. The first window, the second window, and then it's a third window that's kind of, the windows is blocked out in a way. It's like they blacked out, but they chipped so you can see in it a little bit. Now this is where Lil Kim was working at. So he say, look in there, look right here. So I'm like, what? So I'm looking, I said, I don't see nothing. So he moved me out the way, and he looking at, he said, no, look over there towards the right. So I'm like, all right. So I look, I'm like, oh. Everybody, let me know in the comment section right now, what do y'all think I seen? Okay? What do y'all think I seen? Oh, I probably gave it away in a dang thumbnail. My bad. Do y'all remember my most viral video that I put out called The CEO Was Turned Up? And I told y'all the definition of spread eagle style? Well, inmate Lil Kim was spread eagle style across the potatoes. And guess who was in front of inmate Lil Kim? Big Cadillac. Inmate Lil Kim was on his back, her back, laying on a sack of potatoes, getting blown out by Big Cadillac. Spread eagle style. When I looked, I said, oh, yo, so all this time, you want to knock out Susan for approaching you on the yard? You want to project, oh, I don't like homosexuals. Oh, I don't like dudes that joke around. But this is what you doing in secret? This is what you doing, huh? Oh, Big Cadillac, right? Yeah. Got you. So Al got this big smile on his face. He like, man, wait until we get back to the dorm. I'm telling everybody. Let me tell y'all something. In prison, in jail, you must mind your business. Okay? Mind your business. The information that me and Al just seen could get our lives taken immediately. I told y'all, Big Al was a killer. Big Al was a very big, violent man. So with me saying that, if we go out here running our mouths telling everybody that, yo, Big Cadillac had Lil Kim spread the eagle style on the potatoes, when that word get back to Big Cadillac. So now I'm talking to Al. I'm like, yo, I said, no, we shouldn't do that, man. He like, no, man, forget that, man, forget that. He want to walk around here with his chest out and everything. Let's go ahead and expose him. Let's put him out there. I'm like, no, Al, we shouldn't do that, man. No, let's just leave it alone. Let's just let it go. He was like, man, no, man, he was like, no, man, let's expose him, man. I don't like that dude, man. Come on, let's expose him. I'm like, no, come on, man. We out. So Al was like, man, you just walk up. I'm about to do something. I was like, what you about to do? He was like, boom, man, cut that shit out. Then he took off running, and I started running with him. I don't know what made him do that. I don't know what was going on through his head, man. In hindsight, well, never mind. So we running, we bust that lift, and we go down the tier, and we walking now. We get to the door. I'm like, dude, you was crazy, man. He was like, yeah, man, that's what he get. That's what he get. About 20 minutes later, me and Al is in the pod playing cards. Then Big Cadillac comes in. Now, when he came in, he stood like by the TV looking around at everybody. I'm like, Al, look at Cadillac. And Big Cadillac is standing there. But I noticed his hand is like in his pants. And me knowing what I know, he got to be gripped up. He got that you-know-what on him. I see him standing there. I'm like, yo, hey, look at Big Cadillac. Look at him. So he's standing there. One of his homeboys come up to him. And he whispers something to him. Then his homeboy come right over there to me and Al. So his homeboy come over there. He like, hey, man, Big Cadillac he like, yo, that's how he talk, y'all, and that's how he be moving. Big Cadillac like, yo, hey, go over there and tell them little dudes that I want to holler at them. So we like, for what? He like, man, I don't know. He just said it's real important and y'all need to come over there ASAP. So we looking at him like, so Big Cadillac, he noticing our body language. So he just come over there and he walk over there like, hey, which one is, hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Don't have my name and no type of foolishness around here. Y'all heard? We like, man, what you talking about? He like, look, I'm going to tell y'all only one time. Do not have my name and no foolishness around here. I'm not playing with y'all. So we like, man, what are you talking about, dude? What you mean? Hey, like I said, don't have my name and no foolishness around here. And we like, all right, man, whatever. He like, no, it ain't no all right, man, whatever. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all right now, again, don't have my name and no foolishness around here. So when he took off his do-rag and his hat, me and Al got up. And Big Cadillac homeboy was like, nah, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do that. Yeah, y'all don't want to do that, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all don't want to do that. So Cadillac was like, hey, I'm going to tell y'all again. Don't have my name and no foolishness. I mean that. This your only warning. Then he walked off. Then his homeboy walked off like, yeah, and just walk off. And I was like, hey, we gonna have to do something to him. I said, don't tell nobody what you seen, right? He was like, man, I ain't worried about him. I was like, look, don't tell nobody what you seen, cause dude crazy, man. He like, man, I ain't worried about him. I said, all right. Don't just let it go. He like, all right, man, whatever. Then about 2 hours to go past, and Lil Kim walked up to me, and she was like, hey, was y'all in the kitchen at a certain time? And I was like, I mean, we came there to get something to eat. Oh, okay. Did y'all see anything or hear anything? I was like, no, well, I mean, nothing. And she was like, you know, you could tell me if y'all seen anything. I'm just saying. But if you did see something, don't say anything, okay? Because, you know, I know you guys is young and y'all new here, but we do things a certain way here. But if y'all didn't see anything, then, okay, that's cool. Then he walked off. Al seen this from a distance, so he came up to me like, what she was talking about. If we seen something, we ain't really see it and this and that. And all I'm thinking to myself is like, how did they narrow it down to us? Like, how did they know? That's a good question, right? I'm going to tell y'all how they found out it was me and Al, right? But this is later. But this going to come into play later. So about 5 minutes after that, right, here he come. Here go Big Cadillac. He come right over there, walk over there to us. He like, hey, do y'all got something to tell me? Do y'all got something to tell me? Did y'all see me do something? I told y'all already, don't have my name in no foolishness. Now, at this point in time, y'all, he wasn't talking loud. He was just talking enough for me and Al to hear in our vicinity right here. So we like, dude, why you keep saying that? Listen, like I told y'all before, don't have my name and no foolishness around here. I'm not with the drama. I don't play no type of games up in here. So did y'all see me do something? So we like, man, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what you talking about. Like, why you keep saying that? He like, no, I'm just saying. Don't have my name and no foolishness around here. At this particular time, y'all, now I'm getting upset. See, I was kind of the hothead and Al was the funny guy. It just got to a point in time, I didn't care how big dude was, and I didn't care that he had that thing. I was ready to take off on him. So at this point in time, I'm like, look, we already told you we ain't seen nothing here. Now, why you keep saying that? He like, man, I'm just saying, man. He like, I'm just saying, listen, this gonna be my last time telling y'all this. My bottom line is this. Don't have my name in your mouths, and don't be having my name and no foolishness around here. So I'm like, yo, you ain't gonna keep talking to us like that, like we some type of punks or something. He was like, hey, like I said, don't have my name and no foolishness around here. My bottom line is y'all better not have my name in your mouths. Then he walked off. So I have my fist clenched, right? Y'all see that strong fist right there? I have my fist clenched, and I got to walking towards him, but Al stopped me like, yo, chill. So I'm like, man, I fought to. Because let me tell y'all something. I can only put up with BS for so long. I can only put up with disrespect for so long. So he walks off. And then me and Al walk off and we go to our cell. So when we get to our cell, I'm like, Al, we going to have to get some steel for real. He like, all right, whatever. So when he left out, he was gone for about 15 minutes. Then he came back to the cell It was like, okay, dude, so-and-so, I'm not going to say his name because he's still locked up, and I don't want to put no heat on him because he's still locked up. But he said, yo, dude, such and such said it's going to be 20 soups, 20 Mountain Dews, and a book of stamps. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So I told him, okay, go back and tell him we're going to give it to him on store day. So he said, all right. So Al left. Al came back with the thing. So all that night, man, Al just rehearsing what we going to do if he approach us again. So we just said, okay, if he walk up to us with that, I'm just going to I'm going to walk off at Al like I'm not trying to hear, and then I'm just going to come from behind him and hit him with that, right? And then Al just get in front of him and hit him with that Freddy Krueger or that Michael Myers or that Jason Voorhees. We just going to bleed him out right there. And let me tell y'all something, okay? You can go over these things in your head all day, all night. You can rehearse it a million times. But when it's time to get down, all that go out the window. Everything that you plan to do goes right out the window when you face to face with that monster and it's time to get out. We talking about it. We said, okay, if we do this, we're going to do that. If we move this certain way, we're going to move that certain way. If we walking down the hallway, going to the yard, this is how we going to do it. Talking all night about what we going to do to this man. The next day come around. Me, Al, and a couple of my homeboys from Detroit, we walking the track. We just walking the track, laughing, talking about what we used to do on the outside. We see Susan. Now, Susan just came back from medical. There she goes on the yard with his man. I'm looking their way, but I'm not really looking their way because they kind of moving different. So I'm like, what's going on over there? And I see that they walking towards Big Cadillac. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I tell my homeboys, like, hold up. Because now I see Susan man with a banger. Like he walking like with his hand behind his back and Susan right there walking with him, and they walking towards Big Cadillac, and Big Cadillac back is turned. Big Cadillac is sitting at the table with his back turned, gambling with his homeboys. He didn't even see it coming. Dude came up behind him. Boom, boom, boom. Hit him 3 times right here. That red stuff starts spurting out, going everywhere. He like, oh. He gets up running. Oh. Susan whip out one of them things too and get to chasing after him and hitting him. Oh. He get hit. Hit on the side, hit over here, hit over there. Oh. So they start lighting him up like Wolverine. They just hitting him everywhere. Boom, boom. He running. He leaking. The guards hit the panic button. It's chaos going on. He running around. He bleeding out. His homeboys trying to get in the mix with it. It's chaos. It's mayhem. It's going down on the yard. They get out there. They telling everybody, get down on your stomachs. We all hit the deck, hit the floor with our hands spread it out like that. No warning shots. If you get hit, you just get hit. After all this chaos happened, they locked the whole prison down. They end up air flighting Big Cadillac out of there. They end up taking Susan and her man, locking them up, putting them in the hole, and we all on lockdown. So me and Alan ourselves like, I'm glad it wasn't us. Glad we didn't have to do it. Dang, that could have been us. I'm like, yeah, it could have. See, let me tell y'all something. I probably would not be here talking to y'all, giving y'all the story right now. I could be in a hole, never getting out the hole. I could be still locked up in a maximum facility. Big Cadillac didn't make it. He succumbed to his injuries. And well, it's prison, right? You could be on the phone like I was before. I see a guy pacing back and forth on the top tier. I never did no business with this guy. I never had no words with this guy. So I had no reason to even pay attention to him. But while you locked up, you better pay attention to everything and everything that's around you. So I see him at the top tier pacing back and forth. He make his way downstairs while I'm on the phone. I'm looking dead at him. It seems like nobody else see this guy at all but me. Next thing you know, he just run up on this black dude. He got to hitting him. He had that blade and he got to pushing it. Malcolm Wright, I appreciate you for that. Long story short, a man lost his life right in front of me while I was on the phone. Did people run? Did people scream? Did people call for help? No, they didn't. It was business as usual. You kind of go numb to these things while locked up. I done heard guys get violated while locked up. Matter of fact, I wasn't even in prison. This happened in the county. It had to have been maybe about 11. Nah, not 11. I'm going to say about 12:45 a.m. or 1 o'clock in the morning, okay? I hear this dude, I hear like a soft moan, and I'm like, man, what the heck is that? Then it got louder and louder. And I'm like, hey, y'all cut that shit out. And then other dudes start waking up. And well, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, it was consensual. I guess it was a homosexual guy getting it on with this so-called thug dude. It was sick, man. It was sick. The county, things happen crazy in the county too, man. I got a lot of county jail stories for y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all one right quick about what happened to me when the police beat me down and threw me in a hole in the county. I had an extradition going to Ohio. They can come get you that day. They can have, I believe, up to a month to 2 months to come get you. So this is my second day in this prison. I mean, in this jail. I wasn't even in the county yet. I was in what the city lock in Flint, Michigan. You got the city lockup on the left side of the street. On the right side of the street, you got the county jail. A lot of times you end up going to the city lockup before you even touch the county. Here I go in the city lockup. If anybody know about the bullpen can hold up to maybe, it's supposed to hold up to maybe 15 individuals. But how they cram people up in there, you're talking about 30, 40 people in one pen. In the city lockup, it's not that packed out over there, but it can get up there on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening. So I find myself in there, and they give us these things that they call monkey brains. What are monkey brains? Monkey brains are like a meatloaf with olives, mustard, mayo, maybe tuna fish, and some other type of mystery meat. It's all crammed into one ball of meat and spread it on 2 pieces of bread. When I tasted that, I spit it out immediately. I'm like, I'm not about to eat this. So what they give you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner over there at the city lockup, and when you go to the county, that's what you get, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's the monkey brains, some frozen apples, and this powdered juice that was tasteless. I wouldn't eat it. I just ate the frozen apples. So one day, this guard that came by passing out the trays, she said, here. And I got up and I just grabbed the apples and the juice. And she was like, no, you're going to take the sandwich. I was like, I'm not about to eat that sandwich, man. She was like, no, you're going to take it. I said, I'm like, man, I'm not about to eat that. And I turned my back and walked off. So she like pushed the tray, like, and it hit me like on this, like in my back, but my lower back. And I was like, B? And she was like, oh, okay. So she got on her walkie-talkie and was like, I got a problem down here. Earlier, right, I'm going to say the deputies, they came in and they roughed up this young dude. He had to have been about maybe 18 or 19. He looked young. They roughed him up because you can't have 2 blankets. Everybody was doing it. They basically was like, if y'all got 2 blankets or 2 of whatever, it's contraband and y'all need to give it up. I guess he didn't hear them, but one of the sergeants walked past and seen him with 2 blankets. He was covered up with one and he had one rolled up and he was laying on it like a pillow. They go in there tripping and they like, yo, get out. Come here right now. He like, he looking scared. He like, what's going on? Him and like 4 other COs came in there and like yanked him up, grabbed him up and roughed him up, took him up out of there. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. My first instinct pop off on the guards. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I've been locked up in Cook County, and that would have never happened in Cook County. In Chicago, in Cook County, if them COs would have came in there and attempted to grab that young boy out that cell like that, everybody would have got on them CO's head. In Flint, I'm the only one that stood up, but immediately backed down when I see nobody was going to back me up. A lot of guys that be out here shooting their guns and killing everybody in the neighborhood, when they get locked up, they don't have that same energy. I was going to do something about it, but when I realized nobody else was standing with me, I'm like, I'm not about to get whipped out. That's another thing to play into how to survive prison or how to survive the county. Because you got to pick your battles, man. You gotta pick your battles. And I tell y'all all the time, when you locked up, you got to mind your business. Mind your business. Sometimes you can take the honorable route and help out a fellow inmate, but if it's going to cause you harm or your safety, You got to pick your battles, man. And when they came in there and grabbed that young boy out of there, I felt some type of way. I stood up immediately and I got to walking towards the guards. But when I realized nobody else was getting up, I'm like, oh, let me just turn that way, head back, because I'm about to get slumped, beat down, toe up in here for me trying to defend this young boy. But hey, it is what it is, man. I'm in there and she hit me in my lower back with the tray. And she got on her walkie-talkie like, I need help, I need help. Remember, y'all already seen how they did the young dude. I already know what's about to happen. If they about to come in here, they think they about to manhandle me. So I took my shirt off. I went to the sink and I wet it up with water and tied it around here like this, like a bandana. Because I told y'all I got bad asthma. And if I get maced and put in a restraint chair, I might not be here talking to y'all today. So I wet my shirt up, put it around my face, and I said, it is on. If they come up in here on some BS, it's on. We about to get out. I probably could take maybe 2 of the guards. Yo, they had the numbers. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't care how good you can fight. You're not beating no 5. You're not beating 3 guards, okay? I maybe could handle 2 of them, but the rest, nah. They would have whipped me out, which they did. 5 COs. Plus the lady, so that makes 6. There was a medical staff. I don't know, was it a nurse or just, it was somebody dealing with medical, and somebody had a camcorder recording the incident. I knew what time it was, so they like, what's going on, inmate? I'm like, well, they didn't call me inmate, but they said, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm not eating that food. They was like, did you hit my guard? Did you hit one of my guards? I was like, no, I didn't hit your guard. She hit me. And she was like, no, I didn't say he hit me, but he called me out my name. He was being real disrespectful. And I was like, me being disrespectful because I'm not about to, hold up. Time out. We got 52 people in the building, and we only got 25 likes. This is why my page is not growing. This is why my page is not growing, because we got 54 people in the building and only 25 likes. Listen, y'all got to hit that like button so this page should get pushed out there. Come on, man. Y'all stop playing games. Y'all being real stingy with them likes today, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Matter of fact, hold on. I said I'm not eating that. And look at the haters. Still ain't hitting that like button. We got the 40 likes, though, so we good here. They come in there and tell me to cuff up. Now, it's about, I'm not really good with feet. I'm going to say from where they were standing at, when they came in, they got into a formation. I was standing, I'm going to say maybe 5 feet away from them. So they got into this formation and they like, so you not going to cuff up? Hey, y'all ain't about to just come in here and mishandle me. One of the guards like, why you got your shirt off? That's the first thing you messed up at. Why you got your shirt off? I said, like I said, y'all ain't about to mishandle me up in here. It was like, we going to tell you one more time to cuff up. We gonna tell you one more time to cuff up. I was like, I'm gonna cuff up, but y'all better not touch me. So one of the guards just broke rank and rushed at me. And I was like, bam! Hit him with that elbow. So when he rushed in, I was like, bam! Knocked him out. He hit the floor. When he hit the floor, they rushed me. When they rushed me, I couldn't swing. One of the guards rushed me and they had my midsection. Another guard got on my arm, and another guard got on my arm, and then one was trying to scoop me by grabbing my legs. And somebody was punching me in the dang face. So at this point in time, I'm trying to cover up, like put my head down like this and trying to wiggle, but I can't really swing. So I just leaned this way, and I couldn't fall neither. It was like, when you get in the shower, make sure you have your undergarments on. It's really important. Predator inmates, they know that if you go in that shower with no undergarments on, no drawers on, and you go in there naked, they know you're new. That's going to be the first sign of them saying, oh yeah, I got one, okay? So make sure when you go in that shower, make sure you have your drawers on and a t-shirt or something. You see, old timers and repeat offenders, they know when you take a shower, you need to have them drawers on. Stay focused on your business, but be aware of your surroundings. Remember, predators are unlikely to attack you when other people is around. A predator will use the shower time as an opportunity to get close to you. Never, and I say this to the extreme, never accept boxers, t-shirts, or shower slippers while you're in that shower room. These are signs of a predator trying to get real close to you. In 1995, I was locked up with this booty bandit by the name of Purple Passion. Purple Passion was in there for armed robbery and attempted murder. The judge gave him a 45-year sentence. When I came in there, Purple Passion was going on his 19th year while locked up. When you young and white coming into the prison system, you are instantly a target. Organizations are going to have their eye on you. White organizations are going to approach you. They're going to ask you to join them. They're going to ask you, do you want to be a part of what they got going on? If you are young and you are white, my advice to you, roll with them. Because if you don't, you are going to be a target instantly. That's just the way it is. You got Purple Passion, and his particular choice of men loving is young white boys. For the convicts out there, if y'all know how Purple Passion got down. He had a flock of punks while locked up. He had cycled through 3 or 4 of them every 6 months. Now y'all know I give it to y'all real, raw, and funky. So I gotta just tell y'all how it is. You see, when he get tired of messing around with the same old punks, basically blowing their butt out, he wants something new. He wants something tight. That's just how he got out. That's how he was programmed. And I tell y'all all the time, I can't tell another man how to program. So when new inmates would come in, he'd be right there at the gate, watching them come in, picking and choosing which one he might want to devour. And like I told y'all earlier, he loved the young white boys. So in particular, there was this white boy named Steve. Steve would come in there at the age of 17 years old. Steve would find himself in the justice system for assaulting his grandmother. She told him he couldn't use the car to go out to go see friends. So what Steve decided to do was beat up grandma and put her in a coma. She was fighting for her life. And now, well, his actions landed him up in here with us. So Steve would get off the bus and find himself being eyeballed by a lot of inmates. You know, they was catcalling. Ooh, look at him. Ooh, look at them blue eyes. Oh, I love that blonde hair. I'm going to have fun with you tonight, baby. I'm on a weight pile getting my swole on. And you can just hear them in the distance doing a catcalling. Catcalling is when inmates be talking crap to the new inmates that's coming in. They be saying the most foulest, nastiest things that could come out of a human being mouth. You got Purple Passion right there at the gate. And he's like, yeah, that's me right there. Oh, yeah, that's me. He about, what, 5'7"? He about 140 pounds. Yeah, take care of that. That's me. Yeah, he winked at him. So white boy Steve, he's standing there just basically shaking. You see these towers. You see these fences, these gates with the barbed wire on it. You see all these men behind these gates calling you, making sexual gestures towards you. You don't know what to think. You don't know what to do. He would find himself on our block. See, Purple Passion, he was on the next block next to us. So when I seen Steve come in there, my heart kind of went out to him because I knew what could happen to him. There was a white gang in our pod that approached him first and basically told him, listen, you want to ride with us? We'll protect you. We'll make sure you eat good in here. We'll make sure nobody mess with you and everything good. He turned it down. He turned that invitation down because when he was in the county jail, he heard about this particular gang. He heard that this particular gang that just approached him usually turned out the new young white inmates. So he declined. And they said, all right, you're on your own. For the next 3 days, nobody bothered him. Then Purple Passion ended up showing up. He slid up in our dormitory. He had no business coming up in there. I don't know how he got in there, but he got in there. And he made his way to Steve's cell. I don't know the conversation that took place between him and Satan, but I can imagine that it went like this. Hey, you good? You straight? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm straight. Hey, where you from, bro? Oh, I'm from, oh yeah? You know this person, that person? Yeah, I know that person. Oh, okay, cool. Let me tell y'all something. I want to stop right here. If you a new inmate, you do not let a man just walk into your cell. Okay, that is your home. If a man feel like he can just walk into your cell and strike up conversation with you, he trying to test the boundaries. He trying to push the line to see how far he can go with things, okay? I made a video about pushing the line before. So y'all go check that video out. So let's get back to the conversation. So he like, oh yeah? Oh, you know him? Yeah, I know him. So he like, well, check this out, man. If you need anything, holla at me, man. I got you. My name Passion. White boy Steve like, Passion. He like, yeah, they call me Passion, man. Why they call you Passion? Well, they call me Passion because I'm real passionate about the things that I do up in here. But check this out. Here go a couple of suits. Here go a couple of t-shirts. Here go a couple of boxers. This just a little bit to get you straight into commissary day. Oh, no, I'm good. No, I got you. That's for you. See, white boy Steve got put on game already in the county, how these things work. So he's not that naive about things. But you got to understand, Purple Passion is about 6'3", about 240 pounds, athletic built. Okay? I told y'all Steve is a shrimp to him. So Steve don't really want to tell him no, but at the same time, he know that he can't accept these gifts or these, well, traps that could lead it to something else by Purple Passion. So he like, nah, I'm cool. Purple Passion then got a little aggressive with him. Was like, no, you good. You got this. And he dropped the items on Steve's bed and turned around and walked off. So Steve is sitting there like, man, what should I do? 2 or 3 days will go by, and I'm sitting in my cell writing letters to family members and friends. And Steve knock on my door. I say, yo, what's up? He like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I said, yeah, what's up? He like, hey, the guy Passion, what's up with him? I said, Purple Passion? He was like, yeah. I said, what you mean, what's up with him? He was like, man, dude came to my cell. He was like, man, dude came to my cell the other day, and he brought me some things, and he talking about we good to commissary day, and then just he gonna take care of me, this and that. And I heard about these stories about dudes trying to leave candy bars and honey buns on dudes' beds and then try to violate them. I said, did you get the stuff back to him? He was like, no, I ain't give it back to him. I said, did you eat the stuff? He was like, yeah, I did. I said, you need to get a hold of some steel because you're going to need it. You're going to have to get some steel, and you're going to have to apply that steel inside of Purple Passion because he's going to want something back from you. And I'm pretty sure you know what he's going to want from you. I said, why did you take this up? He was like, man, the way he gave it to me, he was like being aggressive with it. And then before I could really say anything, he just turned his back and just walked off. So I'm like, here I go with these items, and, so I just said, man, forget it. Go down to this cell right here, ask for this person, and he going to supply you with it, you know what. I said, carry that thing with you at all times. When you go to the yard, when you go to the shower, wherever you go, you need to carry that. Because this guy, he the type that if you don't give it to him, he might creep up on you and knock you out and take it from you. He like, well, you for real? I said, yeah. He said, man, how can I get out of this? I said, I mean, there's a couple ways you can get out of it. You can push that blade on them, or you can check in, go to the hole, tell the guards that you fear for your life, drop a kite on them. Then I asked him, how many times did this dude approach you? He was like, man, bro, he came over here every day for the last 3 days. He done came over here bringing me stuff. I said, so you mean to tell me he been coming over here for the last 3 days? He like, yeah, man, he been coming over here, like, bringing me stuff, man. And I tell him every time, like, I'm good, I'm straight. But he'll just drop the stuff off and just walk off. And Steve was like, how is he able to come between the pods like that? I said, I don't know, man. He got pulled up in here, so... some of these guards let him do what he wanted to do, or he probably lied and said that he had to get something from over here and got a pass. I don't know, but I'm going to be real with you. He like young white boys, and he trying to groom you. So he like kind of slid down on my wall and put his hands on his head like this, like, man, I'm not about to be a victim. I am not about to be a victim. I said, hey, you need to click up with your own race, man. He like, man, I'm not about to click up with them, man. Them dudes, man, heck no. I heard that they be prostituting dudes. I'm not about to join them. I said, I mean, that's not that ain't all. I said, that ain't always the case. I mean, you got to show yourself strong. You know, you got to knock a couple of heads loose, knock a couple of screws loose or something. Show them that you don't get down like that. I said, one-on-one, you ain't going to be able to defend yourself against Purple Passion, man. It's not going to happen. Dude, too strong. So you're going to have to click up, man, with a group in here, man. And unfortunately, the only protection you got is the white boys, the gang that you don't want to join, but you're gonna have to. And he like, man, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'll just take my chances. So he got up, walked out of my cell. Later on that day, me and my homeboys walk in the yard, and one of my homeboys like, yo, hey, you know, Passion got his eye on that white boy in your pod. I said, yeah, I know. He was like, man, hey, did you put him on game? I said, yeah. I even told him he need to click up with his own race, man, because, yo, it's about to get crazy for him. He was like, yeah, hey, word is he trying to get transferred to your pod. I said, who? He said, Passion. He trying to get, I'm like, man, this dude just, he dude crazy. Next thing you know, we see guards running, and they telling everybody to get down. So we all dropping. We all laying down. I'm looking around like, man, what the heck going on? Is somebody out here fighting? Somebody get stabbed? What's going on? So they made all of us get down on our stomachs, right? Nose to the ground. So I'm just looking around, and then they tell us to get up. So we get up, and we have to go back to our pods and lock down. Remember when I told y'all that always be on guard while locked up? You remember when I told y'all, when you go to the shower room, have your drawers on? Steve ended up going to the shower room, butt, booty, naked. I wasn't there. This was just told to me through the prison grapevine. You know, in prison, men gossip. Men gossip way worse than women. I'm sorry, fellas, but it's true. And dudes that been locked up, y'all know this real. Word is, Steve went up in there butt, booty, naked. He had his towel, he had his soap, he had his jail flip-flops. He goes in there, he get to washing up. Let me explain this a little bit more in detail, okay? When you go to the shower room, okay, have your boxers on, have your drawers on, have your t-shirt on. Go in there and wash up. When you coming from the yard or exercising or something, and I know you want to get clean and you want to get fresh. When you go to the shower, soap up your clothes, okay? Soap up your drawers. Put the soap on your skin. You're knocking out two birds with one stone. You're getting your clothes clean and you're getting your body clean. Rinse off, dry off, and then go to your cell. Then take your clothes off and hang them up, and then put on your new clothes. That's the process. That's how it's supposed to go. Don't go in the shower with a towel on and your drawers in your hand and people seeing you go in the shower room like that. Word is, when he went in that shower, Purple Passion came in there after him and violated him. They said this would go on for about 10 minutes. There was 3 inmates that was in the shower also that witnessed this. They said that when Steve walked in there and took his towel off and got to washing up, Purple Passion came in right behind him and punched him in the back of his head and then got to violating him. The 3 men that was in there, they left out. All 3 of the men went to their cells, but one of them told the CO what happened. That's when we heard the code and everybody had to get down and lay down. They locked the whole prison down. The medical staff and the guards would go in there and extract him out of that shower room. Purple Passion will find himself in a hole for this crime. However, he ended up beating his charge. You say, huh? Wait, he violated this boy and he beat the charge? Well, let me tell y'all something. I told y'all, Purple Passion, been doing this for a very long time. Penitentiary tricks. What he did was, after he assaulted Steve, he ended up taking some hair grease and putting Steve's fingernails on it and then putting it back there, you know, when he was going through his trial and going through whatever he was going through. He said, I didn't him. He gave it to me willingly. He lubed up and everything for me. Yeah, I'm a homosexual man, and he is too, and we just engaged and we did what we did, and he slipped, and that's how he got knocked out. But I didn't him. He beat the charge because Steve had grease on his fingertips. If you find yourself in prison, whether you're innocent or guilty, my advice to you, if you're a little guy and you're not confrontational, you need to get in there and start doing your push-ups. You need to get in there and get a hold of a banger. If there's a lot of gang activity and predators roaming, you're going to have to click up with somebody. You're going to have to click up with some organization. It's either victims or the victimizers. And I'll give y'all another story at a later date about when victims become victimizers and victimizers become victims. So Purple Passion will go on committing these atrocities towards new inmates till he finally met his fate. Some years later, he went on to violate another inmate. This inmate was a young Mexican, and this inmate was really, really crazy. So we finna get to that story. We called him Santiago. See, Santiago, his English was broken. He didn't know too much English, so most of the time he had speak Spanish. He was about 25, 26 years old, but he had a smooth baby face. I'm going to skip past a lot of things. I'm going to get straight to the action. Purple Passion ended up cornering him in the shower. He told him to get down on his knees. Well, Santiago got down on his knees. When Purple Passion basically whipped out his thing, Santiago bit down on it and would not let go. You got Purple Passion screaming, hollering, ah, ah, like swinging, like trying to punch him, right? Santiago wasn't letting go. Santiago wasn't letting go. He bit Purple Passion ding-a-ling off.
The Donta Show.